doesn't want to record. That's concerning. I'll look into it later.
So said you went live for like 12 seconds.
Yeah, because I turned it off to restart it, so.
Longest show ever.
Longest show ever.
12 seconds.
So
We got
guys.
5.
This is our new game, Zweihander. We are officially live. We're getting stuff together more or less still, so be patient with us today. It's session 0, so we're not really super tied to having a committed thing anyways. So let's get our intros and stuff. How's everybody doing in isolation?
I'm out of my mind.
Day 19,
crazy.
still no food.
My life hasn't changed too much, honestly. So for me, it's
same.
So my life hasn't changed except for in my normal like escapism means. Like all of my working and everything is the same, but now like I haven't seen Nerd Fuffle in like 3 weeks, and there's no like.
Are either of you
just go drive around because there's nothing to do?
It's like, are either of you particularly sick? Like, why wouldn't you go see her at least a little bit?
Well, she does like daycare stuff in her house.
Okay. No, that checks out. Yeah, don't put the little ones at risk.
Yeah. No, don't put me at risk. The parasites can suffer for all I care.
Well, they are more likely to be carrying it and not even know it, so
yeah,
yeah, that's me. I've just been going stir crazy because all work and no play makes Sean a dull end by.
Make
I guess
Homer go something. Yeah, I'm down to 2 days a week at work, so that's been fun. And trying to figure out how living arrangements are going to work if my family has to leave sooner than they expected or not leave when they wanted to. Like it's going both ways now. They're like, because they're expecting next month to get even worse. And so they're like, yeah, if they have to leave super early to get out of the state, or if they end up being stuck longer, they're like, what are we going to do about you and your work? And it's like, I just need work to be situated out east before I can go anywhere or figure out what I'm going to do if I'm stuck here. So that's me. I'm stuck and down to 2 days, but still getting paid for 5. Hooray.
Well, there we go.
Everybody else.
Yeah, how's everybody else doing? Like, it's not focused.
Me and
on
Rindis
that.
can't run the whole show.
So I mean, I'm just like generally doing streaming. I've got like tabletop role-playing game things going on. I am designing and developing 2 games, which I haven't worked on too much because I've been like thinking about this game and like I've been doing some other things and like figuring out my streaming weekends. I still have to do 2 weeks worth of VODs, which I'm going to be doing tonight after this. So it's fun times with just. I feel very busy these last couple of weeks, which is a little bit of a strange feeling, feeling very busy for me. But yeah, like I had a fun time this past week. I did basically a thought experiment world building stream where I went through a couple different games and I was like, here's how I do world building this. I actually did one for Zweihander. It was the first one I did because I was like, there's a very good part of the GM part of Zweihander, which we will get to, that talks about like that I very much feel, which is talking about like political structures and social structures and stuff. And I'm like, this is how you make your game a microcosm of those bigger themes. And I also talked about Stars Do Not Number, and I talked about Ironsworn, and then I just drooled over Mothership Pound of Flesh because it's an amazing supplement. It's
Pound of Flesh is really good, and I wish I used it in Bag of Bones. But
it's such a solid supplement. I love it. It's so good. It makes me very happy. Where it's just like
it's designed very well. It provides great content, and it's small, so it's like it's digestible.
And for anybody who has read or watched The Tempest, you know a lot of the references because A Pound of Flesh is literally Shakespeare's The Tempest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I learned because somebody in my chat is an English major, and she was like, "Yeah, this is just The Tempest." I was like,
I was gonna say, look at you, smarty pants.
well, because the first thing that indicates it, of course, is the fact that the station is called Prospero's Dream.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just expounds upon that. I'm like, I see what you did there.
Well
like,
played.
Yeah, it's like Caliban is like the big bad and like all that kind of stuff. It's very good. Mothership, I'd love to play it at some point. But yeah,
my understanding is that the rules for how roles work are very similar between Zweihander and Mothership.
They're both D100 games.
Yeah.
So if we want
there
to
you go.
start talking about Zweihander right now, we can totally do it because
Yeah,
we got some
we got some stuff to get done.
creation to do.
Got
Yeah.
some attributes to roll.
Yeah,
got
we do.
Some
So
shits to do.
So hi everybody, welcome to Zweihander Grim and Perilous RPG. This is a D100 old school Renaissance or OSR game. It is based off has a lot of influences from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. For those who know that, for those who don't worry, it's not that important. I will get all of my Warhammer Fantasy references. Everyone else will miss them.
I won't miss them.
It's not
Okay,
just
good.
deeply referencing Warhammer 2nd edition. It's kind of like the biggest bite.
Yeah,
But-
it's
Creative
it's good.
Commons didn't cause any problems, so it's
No, exactly. So it's fine.
It
Especially
specifically
'cause-
says Grim and Perilous in the name, so I feel like I have to talk like Batman and just be like, why you want to kill me?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this for people, for my players as well as for everybody here. What some of the themes of the Grim and Perilous game are, because we're also going to be doing some world building after we finish doing character creation of like, hey, what polities exist? Where are we? What are our characters about? That kind of stuff. So this is from the first page of the character creation in Zweihander. For those who are curious, I did not write this. Somebody else wrote this stuff I'm about to read, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to skim through parts of it because it's pretty long. First part is: dire circumstances recast your fate. You were a normal, everyday person, or as normal as you could be in a Renaissance-inspired low fantasy world. However, something in your immediate past dramatically changed your life's path. You now find yourself among others of similar disposition. Y'all are adventurers. You have what we're going to be rolling in character creation is your former profession. It's what you used to do. So you might have been a peasant. You might have been a protagonist. You might have, which protagonist in this case is not you're the main person of the story. It means you beat up people for tax collectors.
I thought that was a racketeer.
No, racketeer beat up people for criminals.
Right, yeah, that's like you beat up people for like a bookie.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's the difference between pirates and privateers. Got
Exactly.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, see,
Okay.
I work for the government. It's fine.
Yeah, you might be a hedge knight, which I actually created a hedge knight for a Zweihander game that didn't really get off the ground.
You could be
she was-
virtually every Darkest Dungeon class.
Yes, you could be any and all Darkest Dungeon characters.
You
or
are
at
going
least
to
what they
be
used to be.
going to be using the narrator voice the whole game, right?
I will attempt my best Wayne June, because Wayne June is very hard to emulate. But yeah, that's a thing for all these characters. You're all adventurers, but you used to be something else, which means you have connections to your past and all that kind of stuff. Second thing, retribution and violence are the hallmarks of your unfortunate birthright. The world you live in is largely uncaring, cruel, and selfish. The fetid stink of the corrupt wafts from every cobbled street and echoing hillside. The people are bound to strict social strata and rarely break free from the yoke of servitude. You likely know little of the world beyond where you were raised, but have grown accustomed to the grim nature of your environs.
Just want to point out, I love the fetid stink of corruption, personally.
Yeah.
Fetid
This is-
stink of corruption.
Somehow you're gonna roll an
It's like
aristocrat.
a fine wine. It gets
You're gonna roll an aristocrat, and you're just be like, ah, yes, I love this fetid stink. It's my favorite
it's,
thing.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's an acquired
That's
taste,
actually
you'll
part of the
see.
mechanics. You get to decide whether you want to fall into that corruption and build your character off of it.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's the alignment system. We
Yep,
really
yep.
get to. Next part, ethnic identity binds communities together. It can also build barriers between them or tear them apart from the inside. Sometimes prejudice manifests despite safeguards of tradition and religion. Other cases, prejudice results from class conflict or economic issues. Rarely is it driven solely by racial differences. Perhaps in your case, it's related to the caste you're born to and your envy of your betters. Betters in large quotation marks, especially if we're gonna be like, let's go assassinate the king, because we could totally do that. Why not? If y'all want to be a conspiracy to kill a noble, I'm fine with that.
That show already exists. It's
Yeah,
called
you're
The
saying we
Rich.
should go
No,
eat
see,
the rich?
they already overthrew the nobility is the thing. This game hasn't happened yet. Difference.
They're just wrangling up the stragglers. It's
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Superstition is the foundation of faith. People genuinely believe that wearing charms made from dried cat eyes or talismans wrought from oddly green glowing witchstone shards will actually ward away riotous spirits. And if one prays hard enough for rain, it will. All your characters believes this stuff. Even if you're like a very scientific character, you got some of it where it's like, because some of the superstition has kernels of truth to it, you believe enough of it where it's not just like you openly flaunt this. Generally, unless that's what you're going into with your chaos alignment or whatever. You're just like, ha, you're all fools. And then you're like, wait, I'm being corrupted now too. Religious ceremony and pagan rites dominate every facet of society. You pray hard and sacrifice to your own gods so that may save your soul from damnation. We'll talk about gods after character creation, because there are a bunch that are in Zweihander by default. People like the God Emperor, who is based off of
Sweet baby Jesus.
yeah, he's Conan and Jesus smashed together.
Hell
That is the
yeah.
God Emperor. The God
Praise
Emperor.
Sigmar.
They did the fusion. Conan and Jesus did the fusion dance and made
Yes.
the God Emperor.
Yeah.
I want it. I want to see that.
Why? Because that's what Sigmar is.
The real question is why not?
But there are a bunch of other ones. There's I have to go through them, but there's some very good ones. There's one where it's just like we're the merchant prince of gods, basically. There's some good ones out there. You can go look at them. Medicine is esoteric. Its practitioners few and far between. Quackery dominates the profession, where snake oil salesmen make up the bulk of the field.
So they're all ducks.
Yes,
wanna
they're
be
all
a snake
ducks.
oil salesman.
Everyone's a duck. Duck,
Doctor,
duck, duck.
what did you say? Quack, 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 quack.
I
God
understand.
damn it, doctor.
But yeah, barber surgeon, like for starting out as a doctor, you're likely going to, if you like, you really want to be a doctor and you end up as barber surgeon is probably the thing you're gonna be.
Nice.
And barber surgeons are, they cut your hair, but also they do surgery.
dentists.
Yeah, also dentists, exactly.
Sounds legit.
Sorcery is reviled by all, and those who would dare call themselves true wizards are often burned at the stake for heresy.
Fun.
Yeah, magic. People don't like magic unless it's divine magic. But then people will come to you and be like, "Please save my child."
We'll
Stuff
Look
like
at my
that.
foot fungus.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So
Please
keep that in
deliver us
mind.
from evil.
Yeah, so it's a sharp divide between arcane magic. People will want to burn you at the stake, and divine magic. Please save my foot from this horrible chaotic fungus.
So when I become a wizard, I'm just gonna shoot my fireball and be like, "Thank you, God."
Yeah, basically.
There is a thing in the
Thank
magic.
you, God, for this holy fireball.
This
There
holy fireball, praise the Lord.
There's actually a section in the magic section that talks about a lot of like wizards and stuff will wear like priest robes to
Mhm.
pretend they're divine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
I would
very
totally
good.
do that.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Ancient monsters and festering mutants doubtlessly exist upon the periphery of civilization in the darkest of recesses. Those who seek to abandon their former lives to become adventurers likely have to contend with them at some point. These same creatures also have their own social hierarchy, clawing their way through the pecking order to ascend to dominance. However, not all monsters are truly monstrous, and all civilized folk are truly civilized. The worst sort of monsters often exist within the walls, and not without. beware the enemy within, without, and beyond. Yeah, be prepared to deal with enemies in a lot of
You're gonna
places.
die alive.
Thank you for the exposition. Saintguard.
Yeah.
I need to ask as the first most important question of our game setting.
Yeah, what's
Can
up?
we have the Lacertilia people
No.
just running rampant?
What?
No. The Azatlan will not be running rampant because lizard men are hard to deal with.
But-
You want Skaven? That's how you
look
get
at the-
Skaven.
Do you know what so those are based off of skinks in Warhammer Fantasy. They generally like going, killing people and taking out their hearts.
As you do.
So if you want
Sounds
people,
legit.
if you want lizards that run around and take out people's hearts, I mean, maybe, but I'm gonna say no, just for the benefit of ourselves.
Okay. You win
yeah.
this time.
For how we're doing everything, I was thinking maybe we could like go in order and have one person roll all of their
Sure.
stats, and then kind of move on to the next person, so that way everybody.
Yeah, so
what
everyone
we're
can
doing.
see what's going on. Yeah, so let's do that. So there is a 9-step process to build your character in this
If you would like, I
game
can
called
be
Zweihander.
the first example.
Yeah, sure. You have some...
I've rolled a couple characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
so
rolled a few characters in my day.
the first thing is that we're all starting in the basic tier. You all have pretty, other games, low level characters. This is your first level character or whatever.
So I'm rolling 3d10 plus
For-
25 7 times.
For attributes, yes, I believe so. Yeah, 3d10 plus 25. Combat, brawn, agility, perception, intelligence, willpower. Yeah, 7. So roll down the line, and let's see what you get.
All right.
I do not
so
have a
I've-
macro, unfortunately, because
Ah,
I did not prepare that.
I have 3D dice on for some reason, so that's annoying. Ooh, nice, a 46.
46 in
Dang.
combat.
Good
Okay.
I can
start.
fight good.
Good
Punch
fighting.
'em.
All right. Remember, you can just do up enter.
I know. I'm like
You're
dealing
turning
with
3D dice off?
Yeah,
I never
because-
use 3D dice.
it's cool, but it's also annoying.
Yeah. All right. So
38 for my brawn.
Not
okay.
bad.
Not bad at all.
Let me be a
Agility
speedy.
40. Good.
Wow, I'm getting. I mean,
You're off to
I'm
a
getting,
really
like,
good start.
average.
Yeah.
Well, 42 is the average roll.
Yeah. 42 is average for this method.
Oof.
37 perception. Eh.
I'm
All right.
not perceptive.
I
can fight good,
found shit.
I found shit. All right. Next is intelligence. Are you smart?
Zero.
Are you smart? 45.
Oh,
You
nice.
a smarty pants.
I'm a smart fighty boy.
Alright. And then willpower and fellowship are going to be your last things.
Willpower
Ooh.
Nice.
and fellowship.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
God, I'm a
you rolled
fighty,
done.
smart, willful one.
All right.
You rolled some pretty legit stats there, man.
And then
That's crazy.
another thing. So this is something I will note now because everybody will need to do it. But there is at your option, you can change any of one primary attribute you're choosing to 42%, or swap the values between any two, either now or at the end of character creation. Just keep that in
I'm
mind.
going to wait till the end of character creation, but I
That's-
may end up swapping my perception for my brawn or something.
Yeah, we'll find out. All right, next thing, sex and ancestry. So this is where we talk about, I think, since we were talking about demi-humanity before, I think for this character creation, we're gonna go with just human characters.
Humanocentric.
Yeah. If we bring in demi-humanity later, we can, but I think for this, we'll just do humans.
I'm totally
Okay.
fine with that.
All right, so
I don't have the book open right now. What am I rolling for sex?
you don't roll anything. You decide. You determine it.
Oh, I
It's
picked-
up to
oh,
you.
yeah,
You-
because of revise they changed that.
Yeah, revised, they changed it because it was weird to have it as a D100 table.
I'm going to
Yeah, that's a whole can of
roll
worms we're not
a-
going into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a 1d3.
Okay.
And so 1 is female, 2 is non-binary, 3 is male.
Okay. Do it. Two.
Non-binary.
Cool. So your character is going to be human, which adds the following modifiers. you get, after you put your pronouns, you get +1 to your combat bonus, intelligence bonus, and perception bonus.
I think
And
it automatically does that.
does it?
doesn't
If you put human in,
Yeah, when
does
you
it?
type
Let me
in
check.
human.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, cool. Then you don't have to change anything. Nice. That makes things much easier. Roll a d100. Let's see what your ancestral trait is.
I'm excited for this.
What would you get from being human?
What I get from this life?
Yeah.
A 96.
96.
You have a 7th sense. Some humans
yeah.
Some humans possess an unusual mutation, allowing them to visualize scents in the air. They can envision odors in the air as if they were comprised of blurry colored light. As a result, they may be prone to allergies as the seasons change or sensitive to changes in light. Effect: using your sense of smell to track others, you always succeed at survival tests.
Nice.
I always
They are gonna
succeed
love
at
that feed and
survival
corruption too.
tests that
Only-
use smell.
This person
only when
always
you're
tastes
tracking
purple.
people. Only when you're tracking people with survival through your sense of smell. Very specific, but very good.
Wait,
Um,
isn't the sense of smell already a sense? How is it a 7th sense?
This is-
Because
So,
it's-
so you can see it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
you can
see
see
the
It's
smell.
like a color.
Yeah, it allows you to visualize scents in the air, so you can see like, hey, pollen. That pollen is literally orange. Why is there an orange cloud going by?
Right.
Now, if you're also a wizard, you can also see octarine, but that's a different subject.
It's kind of like synesthesia, except it's
Yeah.
your sense of smell and not your sense of sound.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
synesthesia. The term is still synesthesia, actually.
It is.
Oh,
still-
really? Even
Oh.
like any
Any-
two
when-
senses?
Yeah, any two senses.
Cool.
Yes. Pros: good smell,
guess-
cons, allergies.
Yeah, that's
That's
mood.
allergies.
All right. So next
Guess
thing.
it's about time to figure out my archetype, right?
Yeah, it is. So a D100 is what you're going to need for which archetype you are. An 8. You're an academic.
Oh, I could be a wizard.
You could be. So
You're totally going highs and lows here. This is
you're
interesting.
you're an academic. Roll another D100 to see what your starting profession is.
This is the fun part.
Let's see what you get.
I could have just pressed up there, but
29. You are an apothecary.
sick.
Makes sense.
Sick. I'm
All right.
into it.
No wonder you know where to stab people. Are you just
Yeah.
a plague doctor from Darkest Dungeon? Is that what we're finding?
Isn't a plague doctor is an advanced class?
It is, but this is what you started as before you were a plague doctor, apparently. You also have a bunch of trappings, which you can fill in at the end, but the academic starts with Black Lotus, a bottle of leeches, a coin purse, a dirk, fine clothing, a holy symbol, loose robes, quicksilver, royal water, shoulder bag, three instances of smelling salts, soft shoes or leather sandals, writing kit, and then you get to choose either a cudgel, a staff, or 3 throwing knives with a bandolier.
Oh, I want a cudgel. I
Okay.
want a cudgel real bad.
Beat
All
'em.
right.
So
Get that
one thing
cudgel.
I noticed with character creation in Roll20 is there's no inventories.
I was looking at that.
Where is it? It's in talents and trappings. Trappings
It's in
is
talents and trappings.
Oh, you
trapping. They're
click on
called
the
trappings.
buttons.
Yeah, you click on the buttons.
Ah.
Trappings is the name that they have for stuff. So you can add your
I
trapping.
see. So each of these is basically like a different sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to the apothecary part, and we can talk about the apothecary profession, what you get from it. Because you're gonna just have to spend stuff on it later, but we might as well talk about the beginning of it.
Apothecary sounds super cool.
So that I've like stopped rolling characters at the point when I need to start spending experience.
Yeah,
so
we're- that's at the end anyway. So
yeah.
the apothecary. I'll read the very first sentence because this is the difference. Whilst the barber surgeon seeks to cure the ailing, it is the apothecary who brews the medicine. And you get the professional trait you have is nostrum remedium.
I
Sometimes
can't wait. I
fancy.
can't wait until I get the opportunity to be like, you got ghosts in your blood.
Also,
Complain about it.
isn't
you
it
got ghosts in your blood.
outro? Isn't it nice that you stopped being a doctor in this game to just be a doctor again
Yeah,
in the game?
I was thinking the same thing, actually.
You have a professional trait that's literally called Our Remedy. Sometimes the old ways are the best. The apothecary's understanding of natural medicines and country remedies produces pure, undiluted concoctions that yield impressive results. You are trusted by wives and husbands as being a medical doctor in your own right, but a canny chirurgeon may see through any deception should you try to apply quackery or fraudulent medicinal potions. You may flip the results to succeed at alchemy tests. When you succeed, it's always considered a critical success. In addition, you never suffer peril as a result of failed or critically failed alchemy tests.
I'm gonna be brewing potions, my friends.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what he used to do.
You guys are gonna be my experiment subjects.
So basically, just like last game again.
Pretty much.
All right,
I'm very excited to see what that manifests with connection to my character.
Yes. Secondary attributes, I believe, are already generated by the character sheet. So the next, which is going to be your peril threshold, damage threshold, encumbrance limit, initiative, and movement. And I think those are all automatically generated. If they aren't, they should be labeled.
I am skills and attributes. So secondary.
Your peril threshold's in your talents and trappings. It's already generated because it's based off of bonuses. The thresholds are basically already done. Damage threshold. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So the next part is your background. First, we're gonna find out what season you were born in. So roll a d100.
I've rolled summer twice this week, so let's.
I'm going fall.
Good luck.
Again.
It's fall.
Called it.
It's autumn. So let's find out. So you're born in autumn. Let's find out what your dooming is. What did the soothsayers say when you were born that you were gonna die of?
Ooh,
Probably from being poisoned.
I love
this part
dooming.
is so cool.
All right, so 60. The stench of the grave follows you.
Which is even
And I
better
have that
because you can
seventh
see
sense.
it.
Yeah.
Which is even better because you can see it.
Whoa.
Wow. That's it's all coming together, folks. Yeah, so the stench of the grave follows you. Which probably means you're gonna get killed by like a vampire or something, gonna be honest. And then your age group. How old is your apothecary? Roll a d100.
Here we go.
I hope ancient.
71.
71.
You are
Middle-aged.
middle-aged. Okay,
Yeah,
you're middle-aged. Which means you need to roll twice on the distinguishing marks table. And you need to roll 2 more d100s. See what you got.
Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to keep my notes in order at the same time.
You're just gonna response to everyone else's death? Yes. It's true. You're gonna brew things intentionally that
So
you're gonna kill.
2
everybody.
d100s,
Yes, 2 d100s.
a 23, and a
Okay.
52.
All right, so 23 is you have clammy hands.
Ooh.
Got
got
Clammy-handed
those slippery potion
apothecary.
hands.
And your other one was 52. And
Clammy hands kind of makes sense.
52 is large red birthmark on arms.
Oh,
All right, cool.
yeah, that's a thing.
I do like the clammy hands for the apothecary. That kind of makes sense.
Same.
I'm
You
gonna
always
drop
have sweaty
so
hands.
many
Ugh.
files.
I hope not. That'd be very bad. The next thing is going to be complexion,
Yes.
which is also a D100.
95.
95.
You have ebony skin.
Oh,
Nice.
And then afterwards we'll have build type. How big of an apothecary are you? Or how
I want to be frail so bad, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to be
corpulent?
I actually want like a 7 foot tall, like 500-pound apothecary. That would be hysterical.
74.
You are husky.
living that good life.
So me too.
Yeah, so whether you're well-muscled, brimming with curves, or simply a bit overweight, you have to have them specially made or let out by a professional tailor. It may have
You
been
know
a point
damn
of
well
embarrassment.
I'm a curvy husky.
They got all those curves.
Regardless, your frame marks you as someone not to be trifled with. So height and weight. So for this, you are gonna actually just roll a d100. Yeah, it's just roll a d100. Just do it once. And then you have choices between two things because it has tables for human female and human male, just based on body types.
Okay. Yeah.
There's your
I
low
gotcha.
ball roll.
17. All right, so you are either 5'3" or 5'6". And if you are 5'3", you're also 164 pounds. If you are 5'6", you are also 205 pounds.
I'll be a 5'3", 164.
Okay.
Let's go with the shorty.
And then we'll be doing hair color and eye color.
Give me 1 second.
5'3",
5'3".
164.
There's got to be a better place than this background spot to be putting all this, but there probably isn't.
I just opened a notepad personally.
Yeah, I think it's just in backgrounds, unfortunately.
Oh, I could put it in my bio too. Like, there's a bio for all character sheets.
I mean, there are
96 on my hair color, so I got.
Ooh,
White-
you
Is
have
that
white hair.
Nice.
Yes.
I
Called it.
believe we
I'm
have the
such
Witcher.
a bizarre.
I
I'm
believe
such a
we
bizarre.
have the Witcher.
I love your character already. Do you shave your head to hide
See-
your white
Well,
hair?
To be fair, they are middle-aged.
Mm-hmm.
not
It might
out of
just
the-
have
it's
lost
not out of the
color.
question.
This is why I love character creation so much like this, because like all
I
this
want to
stuff
have.
is just
I
so
want to have
interesting.
a white-haired flat top, like
Oh my God,
Gerald from Hey Arnold.
You're a husky drow.
Nice.
Oh my God.
I am
and then,
sort of a husky drow.
And then eye color. Let's see what kind of eye color you got.
71 is.
Pale
You've been really
green.
favoring those
Pale green.
70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've hit the 70s a lot.
Pale green.
Had a lot of 90s too.
Yeah, pale green.
Nice.
And then we'll have your upbringing. So what upbringing does, it has a favored primary attribute it's associated with, which means any skill you buy that's in that attribute is 50 reward points, so 50 XP cheaper. It's half its normal cost basically, which is
You'll have to
very, very-
repeat this when we start spending.
Yeah, totally. But I'm saying it now just so yeah, let's see what kind of upbringing you had. Your apothecary had, which was a long time ago at this point. But
I would love to get Reverent, but
we'll see. Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
I've been rolling in the 70s all night, so
24. Forgotten.
Oh no.
Agility.
Your favorite primary attribute is agility. Forgotten. You were raised outside of common society and had little opportunity to integrate until now. Maybe you grew up on the streets, were raised by wolves, or the last scion of a noble house. Being from an outcast family afforded benefits, but today you have nothing but yourself to rely upon. You became quick and lithe, but you feel as if there is a hole in your life.
Are you just
I'm
like?
a sapper
Are you?
now?
Yeah, I was like, are you
It's-
just a
I used
witch?
to be an apothecary, but now I'm a sapper. It's cool.
Like, were you just raised by a witch out in the woods somewhere? Because
That's what I was thinking.
Probably.
That sounds like the best way to become an
social class
apothecary.
is
Let's
next.
be
Mhm.
honest.
It's a yeah.
Seriously.
That is how you become apothecary.
Mhm.
But yeah, social class.
I am
Especially in
low
this type of
class.
world.
I am
You are
lowborn.
lowborn. Roll 3d10 plus 3. See how much money you start with.
I want to
all them pennies.
Them brass pennies.
3d10 plus 2, you said?
3d10 plus 3.
Ooh.
Oh, can't lose that extra one.
That
Yeah,
big
don't want
money.
to lose that extra penny.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Hey, a brass penny means a lot to an apothecary.
Yes, I'm sure.
14.
Ooh, I rolled like crap.
You're not a very rich apothecary, but you are low class anyway. So lowborn.
I'm
so
guessing this is in talents and trappings where I check
yes,
this, right?
it would be there. That or rewards.
And these are
I'm
brass
not sure
pennies,
which.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
brass pennies.
Them
So
BPs.
important thing about social classes. Social classes generally affect your social roles. So if you are a lower class than somebody, you're generally gonna have a harder time convincing them to do things. If you're the same class as somebody, it's gonna be easier.
You
That's
can
why.
convince anybody to do anything at the point of a blade.
It's true.
It's true.
This is true. Languages. So you automatically speak whatever the like regional, cultural languages. We haven't figured that out yet. And you know a number of languages equal to your equal to your fellowship bonus, I believe. Also education skills. But that's
Damn, I can speak a bunch of languages then.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you got like a
You could
46.
you
No,
can speak
I have a minus in fellowship because I'm human.
you could
So
speak
it's
a bunch
I
of
have
languages.
3. I can speak 3 languages. I guess you need to be able to speak a lot of languages in like
So
oh no, are we planning on doing the what's it called? Like the kind of like cosmopolitan melting pot situation?
We'll see. It might we might be able to. I will say though, unless you have the education skill, you cannot read or write in any of those languages.
Yeah.
You just know
Which
them.
I think Apothecary probably has education, so you'll be able to, but other people. Would you like a drawback?
Absolutely.
All right.
Heal, yes.
So for
Always.
everybody else, if you take a drawback, you start with an extra fate point.
Yep.
So yeah, roll a d100. Let's see what your drawback is.
I think most of us are ready for the
I
drawback.
love drawbacks.
All right. Yeah, let's see.
I'm
what your
actually
drawback
sort of
is.
scared of this.
It's gonna be great. It's fine.
Fine, don't worry.
9.
9.
You have you're a bleeder.
You're a bleeder.
That makes sense for an apothecary too.
Your blood doesn't easily clot. This means you bruise like a peach when hurt, and spurt like a stuck pig whenever you're injured. Whenever you're treated with the heal skill, a caregiver suffers an additional -20 base chance unless they expend additional
Holy
bandage during
shit.
treatment.
Oh,
Don't
you're like
get hurt.
you're an old samurai movie. You just gush.
It's funny. I'm the healer that can't be healed.
Yeah.
Well, I
You-
mean that's why you're a healer probably, because you're right in the middle of the woods and you're like, holy crap, I need something to like fix this. So you got
I got
really
a
good at,
paper
like,
cut and I'm just gushing.
You know-
you got
you know
really
what-
good at making stuff.
I
know what your
don't. I don't
blood
kill
type would
people.
be?
I have them kill people for me.
you know what your blood type would be if this was a modern game? You'd have type O
Mhm.
because it's the universal donor.
Yep.
All right, hand of fate. You start with 2 fate points, and then we do your alignment. So the alignment is basically what your character generally believes in, the conflicts the primary conflicts they have between the forces of order and the forces of chaos or corruption.
Watch, I'm going to be like ferociously martyrdom.
It's gonna be fine. We'll find out.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Let's do it.
All right. So order alignment is
70,
77.
So you have
is
romanticism.
Nice.
So you don't roll 2 different ones. It's just these are the 2. So it's romanticism
Right.
and lechery are your things.
Right.
They are
Gotcha.
matched. They are matched against each other. So yeah, romanticism and lechery. Let's read about this. Order. You're amorous but dignified, a great pleasure to be around, and viewed as charming and clever. You make excellent company at dinner parties and know great songs for bawdy taverns. Whether a harmless rake or a flattering lady, you are well liked in almost any company. Your imagination and lust for life flies in the face of contemporary social norms, and your company is highly sought after because of this.
You learned to flirt from ballad, you know.
But yeah.
I'm real good at the fuck.
Lechery. Your lust is insatiable, and your predilections for physical-based needs tend to overwhelm your judgment. Perhaps
Nice.
worse, your taste in matters of the flesh can range from the unconventional to the unholy, or even the sadistic. Which
So wait,
Oh,
so wait.
no,
I
I'm gonna
feel
get
like
gonorrhea real fast.
Time
Yeah.
out. I feel like they're addicted to their own product now.
yeah,
I feel like
think,
you're a dealer that's like
I made horny goat weed.
yeah, I
Now-
think I think we can adjust a little bit, so it's because we have like some red and yellow line stuff. But this is things we can talk about. But for now,
Mhm.
that's the things you got. Do you have anything else you need to roll?
I'm
no.
not sure. No.
Nope. You just build your profession. So you have 1,000 resource points, 100 of which you have to use to bind your profession. So you have 900 resource points or reward points, excuse me,
900 reward points.
which you can spend on your stuff. So
where
go to
can
your
I track
profession.
that?
It is in reward and tiers. So you go to basic tier.
Tiers.
You go to the
Okay.
basic tier. You put apothecary, and then you put the trait, which is nostrum progenium, I think it was, and then you put the stuff that was in it, and you can just take it.
I don't know how to spell apothecary, which would be a problem. If
Just
this all-
apothecary is on
good old
page.
Google.
What page does it?
No, I'll just. You can keep going with
Yeah,
the next.
it's
person
it's
who
on
needs to
page
make a
85.
character.
Just
I can work from
yeah,
here.
just go to page 85 and you can do it. All right, who would like to go next? Because Outro's figuring out their stuff.
I would
I'll do
definitely
it.
like to. Oh, never mind. Kelsa already called.
All right, Kelsa. We'll go
I
Kelsa.
mean-
We'll go. Here's how we'll do it. We'll do Kelsa, then Rhys, then Rindis, then Shae. Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Kelsa, let's talk about you and your
Alright.
character. So first thing you're gonna do is roll in some attributes. So it's gonna be 3d10 plus
jeez.
20. Oh no!
Oh God.
Oh,
no.
wow.
I am not a fighter.
No, time out. There's your 42 right there.
All
Because you
right.
can swap one stat for a 42.
We'll see.
So
We'll
All right.
see.
Next is
I
Braun.
might just do the thing where I swap this shitty stat to something else. We'll see
Yeah,
what
it's
the rest
fine.
of my character looks like.
can dump
Yeah.
stat it. That's true.
41.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
That's reasonable.
that's your brawn. 33 agility. Oh no.
okay. It's fine.
48. Ooh, very perceptive.
Nice. And
32. Not very
Jesus.
intelligent.
That's
It's
fine.
fine. It's fine. Not everyone needs to be smart. 42. Okay, average willpower, and then fellowship.
Eh.
43.
43.
Okay. We know your weaknesses. You have some very definite weaknesses.
Oh
Um,
man, that
Very sorry for
Alright.
that 28. Oof.
Your
It's gonna be
combat.
great.
You're like a
It's gonna-
fighter right there.
dude, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
As a heads up, it doesn't autofill your skill ranks, so you have to manually type them in.
Yes, that is a thing. So next is your sex. You are human. So when you put in human and ancestry, it should do all the associated bonuses with
I'm
that.
gonna roll a d3 as
automatically.
well. I'm gonna
Alright.
use the same chart that
Yeah, I kind of
Sure
like
did.
that.
two.
Also non-binary.
We'll take it.
All right. And
human.
so human and non-binary. All right. So let's figure out what your ancestral trait is. What kind of human are you?
What kind of human am I? This is the D100.
D100. Yes. 86. Noble savage. Interesting. Whether through purposeful training or accident, humans have developed a natural resistance to the elements. You never suffer physical peril as a result of failed toughness tests.
Okay,
You're very hardy.
that's kind of cool.
I mean, your brawn's pretty good, so that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, that's like, these are like nice, generally, they can be very small bonuses, they can be big bonuses.
Does that go on the first page or is that
That goes, yeah, first page under traits.
traits? There it
Education's
is.
a perception bonus, not a intelligence
it.
bonus.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, that's all
weird.
good. It's because I believe it's based on, or education is intelligence. Eavesdrop is in perception.
So I'm looking at the chart on 85,
Let me go look.
the skill ranks and bonus advances.
Hold on. Let me go.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna roll my next D100.
Yeah,
for
please
my
do.
Archetype. Socialite.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
No, there's skill ranks and bonus advances are two different things.
They're two different things.
Yeah, so there's all the skill ranks on the right side, and then there's bonus advances on the left. What
So
did
wait,
you?
I need to
what
hear
did you
this,
roll?
'cause I-
Oh, congratulations.
Cultist.
Yes!
Yes!
We did it. We have a
Awesome.
cultist. Well done.
We got
Well
magic,
done.
y'all.
so far we have an apothecary and a cultist. This is get real dark real quick, folks.
I'm so
I mean, it's
excited.
grim and perilous, so
Yes.
Okay.
we the
Have a
darkest
cult.
dungeon now.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Good,
All right.
I'm ready.
Congrats, you are now a cultist.
That's
we'll
all.
figure
I
out.
love that. That's
We'll figure out
amazing.
what you're cultist of. Your starting trappings are coin purse, fancy shoes, fashionable clothing, foppish hat, holy symbol, knuckle duster, 3 instances of mandrake root, a mantle, some neck ruff, a shoulder bag, a writing kit, and then you can either 3 throwing knives with a bandolier, or a rapier, or a walking cane.
Ooh. I'm really torn between 3 throwing knives and a walking cane. I'll decide that later.
3 throwing knives and a walking cane is definitely the name of a song.
If you get a engraved handle, it needs to be some kind of cool animal.
Also, we can
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about what the cultist gets. You have 3 traits you start out with, because you have 2 traits. You have a profession trait, a special trait, and a drawback. You have cult of personality. The cultists can harness the ever-changing etheric winds as the wellspring of their magic. They exhibit mastery over the smallest of spells, but ignorance towards others beyond their understanding. When casting General's Magic at your option, you may automatically succeed at the incantation test, but move one step down the peril condition track negatively. You also understand how to use the Ritual of Blessed Sacrament. You have Divine Magic. You're solely a practitioner of Divine Magic. And you have the drawback Cruel Tutelage. As cultists are wholly self-taught in the ways of magic, practice their spells is messy and chaotic. Fortunate for abyssal princes sensitive to this errant way of thinking, cultists and their ilk make easy prey, leading them down a path towards the blackest and most soul-corrupting of magics. When you generate face 1 or 6 with the chaos dice, you invoke a chaos manifestation. You go from a 1 in 6 chance of a chaos manifestation to a 2 in 6 chance.
You're gonna turn into a
Great.
crab octopus by the end of this.
Awesome.
Excellent.
As
She's
my dark
basically
god
civic.
wills.
I love
Yes,
it.
as your dark god wills it.
I love it.
Okay. We can skip the secondary stuff. Background. When were you born? What season were you born in?
Let's find out.
I'm going summer.
75. Autumn as well.
All these autumn
Okay.
babies.
Let's see what your dooming is. 73. The 3 flies bring your doom.
Oh, that's just chaos magic right there.
I mean, it's cultist.
Everybody's dooming is
Damn
following
it!
this.
3 flies is the only material component for my biggest spell.
That flies in the face of conventional
I was
wisdom.
just gonna say everybody's dooming is following the stank here.
All right.
Apparently.
Once you write that down, let's see how old your cultist is.
Okay.
Do you have an ancient cultist? No, you are an adult. You have 1 distinguishing mark that you need to roll, so that's another D100.
Okay. Boop boop.
29. You have dimpled cheeks.
Aw.
Aww. It's a cute little cultist.
Okay.
You're the
Cute
most
little
adorable
cultist.
cultist ever.
Oh,
World's
coochie
with-
coochie coo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Complexion is next, if you're ready.
Never.
D100. 68. You have light brown skin. 18. You are frail.
Thanks.
Aw, I wanted to be frail.
Born a
I'll
weakling
husky.
child, you likely suckled the breast of your mother for many years, up to the point where it was considered unsavory. So you're extraordinarily thin. 41. Okay, so you're either 5'6" and 111 pounds, or 5'9" and 139 pounds. Your choice.
I'll choose later.
Okay.
deal.
Hair color and eye color.
Hair color.
33. You have light brown hair.
Light. I'll just rely on you for these charts.
22. Gray eyes.
Ooh, I like that color.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Color
cool.
combinations are very good. I like it.
She's spooky cute.
Next is upbringing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did we do complexion?
Yes, you had light
Was
brown
it?
Yeah,
skin.
light brown skin.
Did I not write that down?
Maybe not.
Oh, I found it. Okay, I wrote
Okay.
it down in the wrong place.
Cool.
Good. Moving on.
Upbringing.
Another D100. Yes.
Yes. 62. Opportunistic. Your
Okay.
favorite primary attribute is perception. Your family has been underhanded from long before you were born. Whether they be common thieves or government officials stealing from the poor, you learn that everyone is little more than an angle or a walking coin purse. But lucre takes a certain mindset as you learn to read others' intentions. It's led to a preternatural ability to scrutinize truth from lies. Except you're a cultist, so I don't know about that.
Maybe we just all were in a cult. It was a family tradition. Cult.
Family cults. Yeah.
Family cults.
So next is your social class.
Okay.
Let's see what kind of family cult we got. You're lowborn.
Oh, well,
It's
Uh,
it's a 60% chance to get lowborn.
Yeah, it's very easy
I
to
rolled a
lowborn.
6.
3, and then you roll 3d10 plus 3 to see how many brass pennies you start with.
So what else is there besides lowborn? Is it just basically like
Burger,
lowborn?
Burger, and Aristocrat are the other two.
Hey
Okay,
guys,
so there
just
are
quick announcement. Say hello to Zweihander RPG. They are hosting us.
Hi!
Hi.
Oh.
Zweihander RPG.
Hello!
Welcome.
We are so excited to be making cool characters.
Yeah, you have
Pennies.
23 brass pennies.
23 brass pennies. Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
Languages. Would you like a drawback?
Oh heck yes, I would. I'd like
Nobody
a second
says no to a
drawback.
drawback.
Okay. So you're
Give
gonna
me
start
that
with
wooden leg.
The
you're
heck just
gonna
happened?
start with an extra fate point, and your drawback is that is the wrong thing. You need a D100.
Oh shit, sorry.
That's a lot of brass
That's
pennies.
a
You could
good
have started with
roll.
39. You start with Dunderhead. You are socially awkward and don't get along well with others.
I mean, she's a cult. They're occultists, so
you
it's,
often
know.
stammer, lose focus, and find it hard to compel others to listen to you. As such, you're perceived as being socially inept at times or haughty without reason. You even have a brain trauma. You decide. Whenever you suffer mental peril, move one additional step down the peril condition track negatively while suffering one corruption. Why is your character an anime character?
I got nothing. The dice told me.
Yep. All right, so you're gonna you start with 2 fate points, and then we'll roll your alignment, which is also D100. We'll see how much more anime your character gets.
How
The
much
anime-
more anime can I get?
Yeah.
23.
23.
Weird
Cunning
technical
and deceit.
difficulty. I just had
Oh.
a bunch of files get deleted, including the overlay.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
Awkward.
bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where they went. That's real
Bye,
awkward.
overlay.
Overlay.
Did
We
your
miss you.
Bye,
so
overlay.
when this happened to me, it happened to be that the SATA cable that connects my hard drive to my motherboard got messed up.
Okay,
Ooh.
so cunning and deceit. Oh man.
Yeah. Your mind is slippery and
I
tactical.
think the stream
Manipulating.
went
Oh,
down.
did the stream go down? Chat?
Stream should
Hello?
still be there.
It's
Uh,
at
we
least
look
frozen on mine.
Yeah, we're probably frozen because I'm messing with stuff.
Oh.
No.
Can people hear us is the question. We're still here? Is that still here? Cool.
Still
All
here.
right.
Cool.
Yay.
We're moving,
So
we're moving.
cunning and deceit. If you're cunning, your mind is slippery and tactical, manipulating those whom you interact with towards ends you find favorable. You have a sharp instinct for escaping a parlay gone sour and never appear unnerved. For deceit, your trickery and lies make you untrustworthy and unsavory to others, and you're unlikely to be accepted as proper company. Friends are hard to come by, as your words have no true value, and your machinations may entrap you in the end.
How did I roll up such a perfect cultist?
I don't know, but it happened. And
Big
that's
tsundere vibes.
Yep,
And-
definitely.
and that's it. So you
That's gonna
have
happen now.
1,000 reward points, which you have to spend 100 to buy into cultists. So you have 900 others.
Everybody, I get to do the thing now.
Yeah,
So
it's your
excited.
turn, Rhys. So
Alright.
let's start with your attributes.
So we're doing 3d10
Plus 25.
plus 25.
Yep.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
53.
What?
Holy crap!
What did you just get?
Fighty, you big fighty.
Holy crap!
53 combat. Okay.
Nice.
I will take that.
Big
I-
punchies.
Okay. Well, nobody else had the combat yet, so there you go. I'm the beat stick.
We
Yep.
were going to lead on outro, and then he became a nerd.
So Braun is next. Remember that you can just do up enter and it'll copy the same
Oh,
thing.
okay, cool. I seem to be stuck.
Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
34.
34 Braun. Ugh.
So you're a
Glass
scrappy
cannon.
fighter.
Yeah. Well, you might be combat covers both ranged and melee combat, so you could be very good at shooting people.
I could be a sniper.
39. You're slightly
39
better.
Has show muscles.
All right. Next is perception. 43.
Ooh.
Okay. Intelligence. 41. Pretty good. Okay.
I'm kinda
Willpower.
smart.
Yeah, average. About 43. Okay. These
I
are
got
all
like
very.
my one
You
big
got-
stat,
you got
my
really
one
good
terrible
rolls.
stat, and then everything else has been average. That's
Well, we
pretty
have
great.
Fellowship. Yeah, he's
He was.
just average. Just
I
These
have,
are-
wow.
These are great roles for a highwayman character.
I love this.
Yep.
I love the fact that like my combat is all the way up, my brawn is kind of all the way down, and everything else is kind of right on the dot.
Yeah. So next is your sex and ancestry. So you're
Alright, let's
human.
do the
D3.
1d3.
You're also non-binary.
Non-binary.
What
Have a
a
bunch of
what a
non-binary
curious
characters.
group we have.
Yeah,
I
we're
know.
all they them.
Yep. And then you're gonna roll after you put in human and non-binary. You roll a d100 for your ancestral trait.
Okay, human. So D100, right?
Yeah. Most of these other rolls would be D100.
Yeah, half ogre.
7. Blessing in disguise. It is said that humans have been watched over by a god who favors them above all other ancestries. Perhaps this blessing represents the attentions of abyssal fiends acting of their own accord, waiting to turn you into a thrall once your fate runs dry. Whenever the time calls for you to suffer a debilitating injury or face death, you may alternatively gain 1 permanent chaos rank instead of spending a fate point to ignore it entirely.
Oh, so you have a patron.
Yeah.
So where does that go?
It goes in
your
traits,
overlays
which is
are
on
that.
the first page.
Traits,
It's
okay.
under peril condition track.
So
the name of it is-
traits. I see. Okay.
Blessing in disguise.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have somebody watching over you. Who that is? But it allows you, because usually if you're gonna like die, if you're slain, you can sacrifice a fate point, so permanently sacrifice a fate point to survive. So there's that. There is that. So I'm gonna get some water. One moment. Damn it, people calling. How dare.
Sorry, she's filling
It's all
stuff
good.
out for daycare and stuff because we're
Ah.
essential personnel.
Okay.
All right.
Next is your archetype.
Archetype. All right.
This is where we
D100.
learn if you actually punch things or not.
92.
You are a warrior.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll another D100. Let's see what type of warrior you
Oh,
were.
Doyle rules.
Got a feeling your whole family's going down.
75. You were a pugilist.
Oh, the
Punching
punchiest boy.
punch.
Murdering the people.
I should also say your starting trappings. You can write this down later, but just for favor of the warriors, you have a fire-hardened spear, heavy boots, a lantern, 3 instances of laudanum, a military attire, an oil pot, red-capped mushrooms, a rucksack, a suit of leather armor, 3 instances of tincture, a wooden shield, and then you either get an arbalist crossbow with 9 bolts and a quiver, or a mortuary sword, or a pike.
So,
Take the pike.
social class is warrior and then profession is pugilist.
No, warrior is archetype, and then
Archetype.
profession is
What type
pugilist.
of warrior
Social
you
class
are.
social class will come later.
Where is archetype?
There's no archetype field.
You just have profession. Archetype is just for us to do it in character creation.
Oh,
like
okay.
which type it is. Yeah, so it's your current profession is a pugilist. Let's actually talk about the pugilist. Let's go find the pugilist.
I bet they punch stuff.
I bet they punch stuff real good. So the pugilist fights with his fists for money. They have their trait, appropriately enough, is called Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. I love it.
Pugilists rarely know one end of a sword from the other, but they can rely on their fists and feet to get the job done. Brutal palm strikes, ferocious kicks to the groin, and bone-shattering headbutts make up their fighting style. You ignore the pummeling and weak qualities when fighting with brawling-type weapons. In addition, you may refer to brawn bonus or combat bonus when inflicting damage with these types of weapons, whichever is more favorable.
I feel like I'm gonna go with combat. Throwing that one out there.
Just to put it out there. Alrighty.
Just a thought.
So the next thing is
Alright.
going to be social class. So let's see how rich of a pugilist you
I'm gonna be a noble pugilist. Let's go.
Prize fighter.
35 low board.
Low board. No, this is actually season of birth. Whoops, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you're born in summer.
So baby.
Summer baby. So roll a D100. Let's see what your dooming is.
All right.
Your doom. 56. The unlit path is the most dangerous.
You're
I don't like
afraid
the
of the
dark.
dark.
I'm scared of the dark.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountains.
Alright, sorry. Very, very
No,
off topic.
important.
So
Age group is next. So how old are you? 82.
I'm an old fart.
You're middle-aged.
You have a
Middle-aged.
glorious
You have-
mustache. You were just
So I
that
need you to
old.
roll two more times for your distinguishing marks.
So
Okay.
middle-aged. What does that change my age to?
There is no actual range. It just means I can actually read the description for it. You're just now beginning to suffer the effects of aging, growing wiser but weaker physically. Your experiences have taken a toll on your body, as you now suffer from morning pains and perhaps a rattling cough when the weather is poor. Unlike
So
the
you're
younger
25.
generations, destiny has decreed a new beginning, or perilous end for you. As such, you've been given a spark of luck, a second chance to attain new goals through whatever hardships you must suffer. I imagine, since based on the ages that, like, the ranges that are here, middle age is probably like you're in your 40s or 50s.
40s?
I just
40
figured
is-
middle because like Grim and Perilous, the age range is probably far lower. Like people don't live to be old.
You're considered a venerable adult at the ripe age of 30.
I'm gonna tend it more towards, like, you know, it's because high infant mortality rates is generally what drives it lower. But like, if you survive that long and you don't get like diseases and get stabs or whatever, then
And you
can,
see a good apothecary.
yeah, apothecary, yeah,
I
The
just
good old
punched all the
apothecaries.
diseases, so I'm
yeah,
fine.
just punch those diseases.
I just punched them away.
yeah,
I'm
all
just
right.
imagining your character
Roll
as like a
twice.
1940s strongman with the big mustache and like the
No.
high-waisted pants.
Perfect
The
wax
best part
mustache.
is I'm gonna get like a 7-foot tall, 100-pound person.
It's
So
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
great.
be like this pugilist. It's like this skinny twig.
Full on
It's
bean
there.
pole.
All right, let's
What are
see.
we rolling next?
Distinguishing marks. You have 2 of them because you're
All
middle
right.
aged. So I need you to roll twice. 60.
60 and 99.
All right, you have mismatched eye color. You have heterochromia.
Oh my
Awesome.
goodness.
And you have yellow scum on your teeth.
Oh, nice. I need to see that barber doctor.
Barber surgeon. Wash out your mouth. All right, and then your next is going to be your complexion.
All right.
94.
94?
Also
Also
ebony
ebony.
skin. Then it'll be your build type. So how big are you?
47.
You are normal.
Hmm.
Normal sized. Nothing much to speak of here. You have the average
You're a
body type.
welterweight. You're
Yeah.
a welterweight.
Exactly. Next is going to be roll another one. We'll see how tall you are and how big you are. 20. Okay, you are either 5'3" or 5'6". You are. If you're 5'3", you're 126 pounds. If you're 5'6", you're 157 pounds. They are, you know, small. They are a welterweight. Very
You're
welterweight.
scrappy do. It's fine.
Scrappy.
How big is you, Rhys? Did
I'm
you-
5'6" and 156 pounds, I think it was.
It was 157. One more pound.
Oh, give me that extra pound. I need
Three
it.
extra pound. Yeah, it gets you
Nope,
into the
you need
weight
to-
category.
You need to bring that. Yeah, get you into the category.
All right, hair color.
All right. 19.
19. You have dark brown hair. And then you're gonna roll twice for eye color because you have mismatched eye color. Go ahead,
Nice.
Korean. So your first, you get to choose which is on which side. 97. Ooh, you have green on one side,
Green. And 30.
and you have green on one side and gray on the other.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you have a
That's
cataract.
so cool. You could literally have a cataract.
Oh yeah, that's a.
That's a
what's it
drawback.
called?
Yeah, it's a drawback.
So my left eye is green and my right eye is gray.
That's very
Nice.
cool. Next is your upbringing. So D100. 44. You have industrious upbringing. Your favorite primary attribute is brawn.
You fight in a like underground warehouse like fight club.
Yeah, so industrious. The lot of most people, you're born into a family of hard laborers, whether they be servants, farmers, craftsmen, or engineering nobles. Your family force you to work to put food on the table for you and your doubtless countless siblings. Your hands are chapped and hard, your back rippling, and your demeanor rough. You prefer to do things yourself rather than to pay others to do it for you.
He's our punchy boy.
And then social class. Let's find out.
Noble.
71. You are a burger.
Burger.
You're the middle class.
You make all the delicious.
So 2d10 plus 2 silver shillings for you.
Oh,
Silver shillings.
coming
Yeah,
up
let
in the
me borrow-
world.
Let me borrow some money.
You're probably literally like art, like you're probably the child of artisans from the sounds of this.
16. I'll
You
take
have
that.
16 silver shillings.
Or just got into the right profession, like maybe the
That too.
printing press is booming and you're a printer or
Yeah,
something.
you grew up amongst a family that broke free from the feudal order. The rise of commercial growth amongst townships and cities provided you the one freedom the lowborn lack, the freedom to make your own choices and forge your own life without the patronage and protection of the aristocracy. Lawyers, doctors, and other academicians are often of the burger caste. All right.
Or a punchy. One
Or-
random
Unless you
punchy.
unless you're a shady apothecary, then you low class. Like,
Would you like a drawback?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, you get an extra fate point. Roll a d100. Let's see what your drawback is. 4. You have a bad ticker. You suffer from a debilitating sickness, which makes your blood stir slowly. It is slowly eating away at your precious humanity bit by bit, and inevitably will lead to your doom.
Oh no!
Whenever you fail to resist against stress, fear, or terror, you gain 3 additional corruption.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. If you want to go
What
that
was-
chaos
what was
route.
the dooming again? Because I could see it totally.
I'm afraid of the
unlit
dark,
path.
basically.
The unlit path is the dangerous one, I believe. Was
I'm gonna have a heart attack
So,
when we walk
yeah.
into a dark room.
No, not so much that. Like, just like you could, like
You're very afraid of it.
metaphorically speaking, say like, oh, if you're blacking out from like getting punched in the head,
Mhm.
like seeing the dark tunnel.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if I
don't see the
fail
light
to
at the end of the
resist
tunnel.
against fear, and what was the other two?
It was fear, stress, fear, or terror. You gain 3 additional corruption.
+3 corruption.
Wait, is it all 3 of them, or he picks one?
All 3.
All 3.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Any of
Because
those.
the word
three.
"or" messed me up.
Yeah, in this or general in that case means like it unless it says your choice, it's going to be like
This,
It's all 3 of them.
or this. If
Yeah.
any of those
Okay.
happen.
So what's next?
alignment.
All right. Let's see.
69.
69.
Nice.
Nice.
Mystery and exclusion.
Ooh.
Ooh.
For mystery, you are an outsider, and a bemused misunderstanding of your ways and culture help you sidestep all sorts of inconveniences. Your social situation is unclear, and therefore the paths before you are many, an advantage or forward to very few. Or chaos. Your bizarre and exotic way most unsavory to those expect a certain decorum, although the lowest station will find you uncomfortable at best and an outright threat at worst. You're likely to run afoul of the law and offend courts. Perhaps worst of all, you have a tendency to be noticed.
So it's interesting because, like, based on the characters we've rolled, you look like you fit in, but there's something about you that makes you an outsider.
Yeah, I'm just like
Interesting.
messed up.
You might be a foreigner, like in this. That might be
Yeah.
a thing, which gives you more of that, like, you literally do the wrestler thing. You have a persona.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I definitely stand out too with the heterochromia. I feel
Mhm.
like that would definitely be
And the
easy
fact
to
that you're a
hit the spot.
burger and not low class.
yes.
Yeah, you have an entourage. Yeah, so you have 1,000 reward points, 100 of which you have to use to buy into being a pugilist. So yeah, you can go look for pugilist on the page it's at. Rindis,
Yes, let's do it.
it's your turn.
It's time.
It's time to see what you are,
Yeah.
what you do.
All right.
So starting with attributes, 3d10 plus 25.
Woofa!
44 for combat. Okay, pretty good.
All right.
Above
I'll
average.
be slowly working this in here.
All right,
40.
40 for brawn.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. 40
All right.
for agility.
Nice middle character here. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
8 for perception. Okay.
What did my not elven eyes see? All right, here we go. This is where it's going to go downhill. No. Okay.
41 for intelligence. Well, it's better than your other stuff.
Hey, I'm still right there in the middle. This is so unusual.
45 for willpower. And then last fellowship, 41.
This never happens to me.
This is your very average character right here.
I am so average. I have really good eyesight, but I am just average on everything else.
Hello, Guy Everyman.
Yeah, I'm Guy. No, Guy Everyman was a joke character, and he died the way he lived.
Well, you're very insightful.
Yeah.
That's you have good senses. So next is your sex and ancestry. Are you gonna do what everybody else has done with the D3, or are you gonna choose?
Part of me wants to be different, but at the same time, I'm like, full NB party. That would be so cool. No, okay.
Hey, you're male in this case. All right. Our first
Male.
non-binary character here. Non-binary character. All right, and then you are automatically human.
Yep.
So we will do your ancestral trait. Let's see what you
All right,
get.
let me get caught up here.
Yeah, totally.
On the pages, anyways. Oh wait, we're on human, so it's
Yes.
a D100.
D100.
Okay.
Let's see what you get.
9.
9. You have danger sense.
Danger. Well,
A
hey, you know what? It ties in with everything else.
Yes. A rare few humans tend to get a funny feeling whenever a situation may turn dangerous. This danger sense also leads to odd dreams and sometimes plagues them with unusual visions during their waking hours. Whenever you're surprised, spend 1 fortune point to avoid it and take your turn as normal.
Where am I putting that?
So you put danger sense under traits, which is on the first page. And then you can write it in. I don't know where else. There's probably things for it. Yeah, you can figure it out.
Mhm.
So next is going to be all right. That was your archetype. What kind of person are you?
All right, let's get down.
Kind of person are ya?
Archetype. That's another 100.
Yeah.
62.
You are a ranger of some variety.
Oh, I was hoping
so
for
roll-
knave.
Roll
All right.
another D100. Let's see what you are.
59.
59. You are an outrider.
Oh, neat.
So you start with your starting trappings are 3 instances of animal bane, anti-venom, a backpack, a bullwhip, heavy boots, holy symbol, suit of fur/hide armor, survival kit, 3 torches, traveling clothes, water skin, wilderness cloak, wolfsbane, and then you get either a fire-hardened spear, a hunting bow with 9 arrows and a quiver, or a woodsman's axe.
That's
And let's go talk
Outrider.
about the outrider. Outriders are by necessity hardy individualists, spending their days as the forward for armies, always scouting for possible dangers, ambushes, or signs of the enemy. You're a person who rides a horse and scouts for armies, or you used to be.
Used to be.
You have situational awareness as your profession trait. Your road wariness has turned into awareness unseen amongst others. You've attuned yourself to the smallest of sounds of the wilds and can react quickly and efficiently. When you fail an awareness or stealth test, you may reroll to generate a better result. You must accept the outcome. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
This is an interesting character forming here.
Yeah, very much so. So next is, so we already did profession. Secondary attributes are automatically done. So background, what month or what season were you born in? D100.
D100. 89.
Winter. So what's your dooming? Let's find out.
Where am I putting the winter?
Just in background.
Background. Okay.
Right under corruption.
Yep, found it. All right. Another D100.
For your dooming.
95.
You too can be touched by the unknown.
Oh. Mhm.
The big question is where.
You too can be touched by the unknown.
Touched by the unknown. Where on the doll did the unknown touch you?
So let's see how old your scout is. D100.
D100. Oh, Jesus.
Also middle-aged.
Okay. I thought that was gonna start getting old. All right. Here we
No,
go.
elderly is 91 to 100. It's unlikely you'll be. Adults is the majority of it because it's 26 to 70. You are just in middle-aged. So you get 2 distinguishing marks.
Alrighty.
So 2 more D100 rolls.
First one, 96.
You have webbed hands and feet.
Your character's so weird.
I'm I'm just a frogman. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
That's where you're touched by the unknown.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get webbed hands and feet. And I'll pull up the second one while I'm typing this in. 85.
85. You have a strong jaw.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, just strong jaw.
It's a very.
You're a crocodile man.
I'm a crocodile man. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
God,
call me
this
Gator.
look. They might. Complexion.
Is it another D100?
D100.
All
Yeah.
right.
This should be weird and interesting.
90.
90. You have dark brown skin.
Everybody seems to.
We're on the higher end of that complexion scale.
Yeah.
And then your build.
Another D100.
Yeah, let's see how big of a person you are. 43. You are normal sized. You're normal build. I don't know what size, but you have normal build at least. D100, see how tall you are. How tall this man is.
Please
how tall
be,
this man be.
please be huge. 52.
52. You are 5'10", 181 pounds.
Tallish. 181 pounds. All right.
And then hair color.
3.
3. You have medium brown hair.
Mm.
Very average.
I'm so average.
And then eye color. You're so average, but at the same time, not at all average.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Like, wow, this guy is so just average, and then he takes off his boots and gloves, and they're like, ah!
Yep.
56.
56. You have light brown eyes.
Yeah, that figures.
Lots, just brown all
brown.
over. Just brown.
Just brown, the average color, too. It's just like, yeah, just
brown.
brown.
Upbringing.
100 still?
Yeah.
All right. 12.
12. Cultured upbringing.
Yeah.
Your favorite primary attribute is fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Entertainers, painters, and parties made you what you are today. From the penny theaters on the street corners, the auditoriums and playhouses, you were immersed in cultures other than your own since birth. You were taught the value of expression, pride in your abilities, and not to trust anyone else easily. You've developed a sharp eye and an even sharper tongue.
Okay.
Social class.
47.
47, lowborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3d10 plus 3 brass pennies is what you get.
3d10 plus 3. 10 plus 3. 15.
All right, so you start with 15 brass pennies. Look at those brass pennies.
Is there a bank slot?
It's in talents and trappings, I believe.
Trappings. Yes, it is. 15 brass pennies. Hell yeah. Okay.
The next thing is going to be, would you like a drawback?
I feel like I have to.
Okay.
really round this guy out.
You get a fate point,
Mhm.
and roll a d100. We'll see what your drawback is.
Like, I feel like I need it. 94.
You have a veteran's hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it was lopped off at the hands of a vicious mercenary or somehow tore asunder in the complex cogs of a war machine, you lost use of your hand long ago. In its place is an iron prosthesis, clumsy to attach and difficult to use. A webbing of leather straps adorns your arm from wrist to elbow. You cannot hold weapons which are two-handed and must flip the results to fail any skill test requiring use of both hands.
Well, that just, like, completely ruins the ranger. All
Just
right.
have a sword. Just run around with the sword. It's fine.
Yeah, like, there goes being the archer for the group. All right.
You could theoretically have like a custom appendage made for it.
No, it
Yeah,
says
you
I
could.
can't. It says I can't hold weapons that are two-handed.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, just straight up
then
you can't.
I didn't
Well,
hear.
hand crossbows. Hand crossbows are a thing.
Pistols are a thing.
Pistols
You can-
are a
Pistols
thing.
are a
Yeah,
thing.
guns are a thing in this game.
I'm gonna get my hands on a pistol and just.
Yeah, so you have 2 starting fate points. I mean, you were in the army. This makes sense.
No, it does. It checks
Yeah.
out.
All right, and then your alignment. So D100. Let's see what kind of alignment you got going for
52.
52.
Back in the middle.
Gravitas and vanity. Gravitas, you have an aura of charisma, a depth of knowledge, and great confidence. Your words carry weight as others fully put stock in your abilities. You can inspire men or terrify them, but either way, they will listen. And then vanity, your dedication to your own self-perfection is haughty and unseemly, and reflects your ugly judgment of those you see as lesser than you, which seems to be most everyone. The beautiful and accomplished will envy and hate you. The ugly and lazy will just skip straight to the hate.
Okay.
I love how you have this cultured upbringing. Of course, that cultured upbringing was just like, gravitas. I'm gonna be charming.
But it's neat that the fellowship also came in there with the cultured upbringing.
Definitely
So
went
it's
to
like-
finishing school.
Mm-hmm. And then I just became a scout, and I lost a hand, and now I'm a bitter croc man.
Yeah. All right, and now you can just build your profession. You have 1,000 reward points, 100 of which you have to use to buy Outrider. But otherwise, here we go.
I'm sorry, what am I doing?
You're spending your XP, basically.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You have 1,000 XP, 100 of which you have to use to buy into Outrider.
Basically, everybody has 900 because
Yeah.
you have to buy your profession. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a weird quirk of the system.
And this is something we're going to go over together just once, right?
Yeah.
So
At the end,
I
we can go over it.
haven't started working on it. The only thing I've decided since I made my character is I'm swapping my perception and willpower.
Okay, cool.
So I'm 47 perception
Mhm.
and 36 willpower.
That's a big switch.
Well, 35 because I get a -1.
Yeah, reminder that everybody at the end, you can switch 2 of your attributes or you can replace one with a 42. So yeah.
I think I'm just gonna take my brawn to 42. I
right.
don't think I'm gonna move anything around. I'm just gonna.
That's fair.
I think I'm
Up
gonna
that
leave my
brawn.
combat at 28.
Okay. No, it checks out for what you did
Excellent.
for your
Yeah,
character.
I actually like that though. That makes
I
sense.
think I'm gonna kick. I have to choose if I want to kick up my agility or my intelligence, though, because my brawn is fine at 41. My perception is already 48. My willpower is 42. My fellowship's 43. They can't get any better. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip my willpower and fellowship.
Okay.
Willpower's 41, fellowship's 45 now.
Nice.
We still have a character to create though.
Yes.
Yes.
Shae, let's get started. Let's get started on your character. So we're going to be starting with attributes. Attributes are 3. We're going to be rolling down the line. 3d10 plus 25 for each one. Starting with combat. So
While
yeah,
you're doing that, Saint, do you happen to know where the unique trappings are, the ones that you get for your profession?
we talk about them together.
Oh, okay.
All right, 32 in combat.
Already off to a fantastic start.
Off to an excellent start. So next is Braun.
Okay.
50. You want to put the stats in the left one. The right one is your bonus.
Right up in the big circle.
50 brawn. Damn.
Beefy.
Yeah, very beefy. Next is your agility.
Oh
30.
God.
Wow. Okay, 30. 30 agility. This is wow. Big difference from Rinda's character.
Clumsy AF.
Yep. Next is your perception. 41. Pretty average. Then comes your intelligence. 48. Wow. Okay. Pretty smart. Then comes your willpower. 43. Pretty average as well. And then last is
Yeah.
your fellowship. 40. Okay.
Also average.
Yeah. It started averaging out at the end, but it's just like cool.
It was
at
a
the
rough.
beginning.
It was a rough jump.
Well, I mean, the 48 and the 50 kind of balances out the 32.
Say hi to everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Alex.
Alex, what class are you gonna be? What are you gonna be when you grow up? What kind of profession?
Batman.
Batman?
Batman.
Batman's
That's pretty
You're gonna be
solid.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man's
Give me the
pretty solid.
pictures.
That would be
Spider-Man.
what, Druid?
Druid, yeah, sure.
Spider, right? You got spider stuff.
All right, say bye bye to everybody.
Night, Alex.
Vigilante is a profession in this game.
Yeah.
To start with.
There you go. You can be vigilante. They said. So you can be a superhero. No, you cannot have a snack. You can have a hug. Though. Come here. All right.
Shae, would you like to choose your sex, or would you like to do what everyone else has done with the D3s?
I'm gonna choose, but
Okay.
just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, sure. Roll a D3.
I'm exactly
Female.
what I choose.
All right, there you go. Sometimes the game has a funny way of just giving you what you thought you wanted. You are human. You'll be rolling your ancestral trait, which is a D100.
Just a quick heads up. I am writing in my stuff for Pugilist, and I just want everybody to note that Mortal Kombat is spelled with a K, not a C. The book got it wrong.
Fucking love
So
It's
I
fair.
made the adjustment on my character.
See, they mixed it up because the way they spell doctor should have a C and not a K. So
okay.
I think they traded the two.
You have so this is very powerful. You got natural selection.
it. Ooh.
Favored above all others, humans are the living instruments of the gods. A thankless few are granted an inkling of their might. To those born beneath the right stars, a great blessing is bestowed. You may permanently change any one primary attribute to 55.
Holy shit!
Well, there you go.
There you
automatically
go,
get a max-
hon.
You get a max roll for any attribute you want.
I would. I mean,
I mean,
So
that works
that's
out.
that's like my combat brawn agility stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a.
You
one
can
of those
just make
be
one of
changed
those
to a
55.
I would flip the agility, but
I will replace my lowest one.
All right, so it's a 55 now.
so
because
your combat.
That is insane. That's
Yeah.
so good.
also write
That's
down
awesome, Shae.
write down in traits, which is on the right side under peril condition track. Write down natural selection,
Excuse me.
since that is your human ancestral trait. Bam.
traits where-
You were
It's-
biologically better than us.
It's on the right side. If you go down to
Right
where like
side.
agility and perception are, it just shoots straight across, and you'll see traits.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Cool. The next thing we'll be doing is your archetype and profession. So for archetype, roll a D100, and then we'll see what profession you get after that. 14. You're
14.
also an academic. Okay.
All these smart
Um,
pantses.
Let's see what kind of academic you are. Roll another D100.
If we get two apothecaries, can we re-roll?
Yeah, I think we can reroll if we have two apothecaries. 4. You are an adherent.
I have no
That's
idea
an
what that
interesting
is.
one.
What's an adherent?
Let's go and find out. An adherent is adherents belong to ancient orders that embrace asceticism, taking vows to live lives of meditation and prayer. You're a monk,
Oh,
basically.
Ugh.
But you have magic. You do have
cleric.
magic. You have magic. It's great. Your things that you got. You have turn the other cheek. So long as an adherent makes no attempt to harm another, they are above reproach. But those who walk in bloodstained clothes with a sword at their waist may send the wrong message, allowing others to ignore the adherent's pacifist ways. Any creatures that's classified as a humanoid, including player ancestry, suffer a -20 base chance to strike you with attacks until you initiate violence towards them or their allies. In addition, you automatically understand how to use the ritual of Blessed Sacrament.
You
You
Kung
have
Fu master now.
Also, I want to
Right.
point out, Saint, that you are wrong. It's not a monk because monk is 75 to 85.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Just wanted to
To
be
be fair-
snarky.
To be fair, adherents have magic and monks don't. So there is that. You have divine magic and you have the drawback Lure of Power. The lust for magical power corrupts all, indistinct from its most brazen or conservative practitioners. Whenever you generate phase 6 with chaos dice, you invoke a chaos manifestation, which is stuff that relates to magic. But yeah, you're a magical person.
So we got two casters.
so-
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where do I put all of that stuff?
Okay, so you're gonna put you put adherent in profession, which is at the very top, next to ancestry.
I also think
yeah.
Kelsa
Separate.
is an arcane caster, right? So we have one arcane caster and one divine caster.
Both divine.
They're
I'm a
both
divine
divine.
caster.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cultist.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Cultist.
Cultist. Yeah, I get you.
Because
And then
gods are
How-
plural and many.
Hold
Yeah.
up, hold up. How's adherent spelled?
AD
Is it
HERENT.
okay? Got it right.
Yeah. Adherent.
All right.
You're also going to go to rewards and tiers, and you're going to put in the basic tier profession adherent, and then you'll be putting. It's the 4th tab. If you go down below difficulty rating chart, there's rewards and tiers.
I see.
You go to basic tier, you put profession adherent, and then under trait, you'll put turn the other cheek. And then I think the other ones, like the drawbacks and stuff, are in. Oh, geez. They are in. You can put them under unique advances. You can also put them in. Or the divine magic trait you can put in under skills and attributes where traits are, and then drawback you can probably put there too, which is the corrupting magic or whatever it's called. I don't even remember because I'm not even on the page anymore. I should be.
Where's? Ooh, I'm so confused.
Yeah, no, please ask.
I don't. Where do I put those?
You put it under traits, like where you put natural selection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
you put divine
what
magic
was-
there, and you put you're gonna be putting, oh gosh, what the drawback is called, lure of power.
And the drawback I put where?
Same place, just under that.
Oh.
I will figure out like where we can have like all of this stuff written so you can like references, or you can just put the page number where it is if you want to reference it. Which the page number
Do I
for
need
those.
Okay. That's actually not a good. That's actually a good idea. Where are those?
Page 81 for your stuff.
81 for lure.
For lure of power and for divine magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You also have a bunch of trappings which you can fill in later. This is the stuff you start with. You put that stuff in talents and trappings. You start with Black Lotus, a bottle of leeches, a coin purse, a dirk. I'm just gonna read through them. You can come back to them later. They're on page 45.
Okay.
Fine clothing, holy symbol, loose robes, quicksilver, royal water, shoulder bag, 3 instances of smelling salts, soft shoes or leather sandals, a writing kit, and either a cudgel, a staff, or 3 throwing knives, the bandolier.
I changed from a cudgel to 3 throwing knives and a bandolier, by the way.
Okay, you wanted that song. I want to play that
Yeah.
song. 3 throwing knives and a bandolier is a Beck song, I'm pretty sure.
I'm really, really seriously thinking about 3 throwing knives.
Everyone's just gonna have throwing knives.
It's a bad plan, but I really like it.
So next thing we're gonna do is talk for you, Shae, is your background. First we're doing the season of birth. What season were you born in? So you're rolling a D100. 88. You were also
88.
born in winter. So you're gonna be putting that stuff in background, which is like right under corruption. It's near the top.
So I just put winter in background?
Yeah, you put winter, and your winter is also going to tell you your dooming. This is the thing the soothsayer said would kill you to your to you and your parents. 24. Yours is be wary of false friends.
It wasn't me.
Beware the moist hands.
Moist hands.
Noted.
Yeah. It has no this so your dooming doesn't have any like mechanical effects, but it does things about your personality and stuff. So for you it's like can't really trust people because somebody will betray you. False friend will betray you. Let's see how old your character
God
is.
damn it, Judas.
Hello.
Roll a D100. Let's see how old your character is. 1. You are young. Interesting.
What's
Wow.
the savant meditation whiz kid?
Bab over here. So you have no distinguishing marks. Thrust into a role that others your age have not yet faced, the world's stark realities rest heavily upon your trembling shoulders. Inexplicably, your youth has drawn the attentions of misfortune. A sordid and perhaps violent future awaits you. So you are going to be your character is going to be the youngest person in the group to start with.
With a 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Where
It's
do I
Baby
enter
Yoda.
that?
It's fine.
Just put background, put that you're young.
Okay.
You get to determine how old you actually are in relation to that, because the reason it's not defined is because the other ancestries don't have like age ranges, so it could be like you're a young elf versus you're a young human. So, but
fair.
you're going to be younger than everybody else, and you don't have any like distinguishing like physical marks, basically.
You don't have big red marks on both of your arms.
Yeah, or webbed feet and hands.
Hand.
Yeah.
Good point. Are you sure your appendage isn't webbed?
I mean, it could be, just so I feel normal.
Yep,
Yeah.
just for evens.
Next thing is your complexion. So D100 for that as well. 67. You have light brown skin.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Where
we're
do
all
I-
brown.
Probably you could put it in background. You can put it in your bio and info, whichever you'd like. Just note it down somewhere.
I
This is
just
all, like,
wrote all
physical
my
stuff.
stuff super messy in background and then transferred it to bio in a neater fashion.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Where's bio? I'll figure out where it is later.
Bio and info is that other like tab at the very top. You would have to edit the thing in order to actually put it in. So just background's probably the easiest place to put it until you have more time.
Gotcha.
Next thing is your build type. How big is your character? So build type actually does a mechanical effect because it modifies how expensive clothing and armor is for you. Fun fact. 90. You're corpulent.
I don't like it.
Yeah, so you're just a very, very big person. All right, so you're gonna roll a D100 to see how tall you are, and this will also determine your weight. 77. You are 5'9", 231 pounds.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do hair color and eye color next, which are also D100s. Once you've finished writing that in.
I don't know where to write that in.
76. Just probably in the same places you're writing all your other physical traits.
Okay.
So 76 for hair color is ginger hair. And then for your eye color, 99. Ooh, you have violet eyes.
Nice.
Very special. And then after that will be upbringing.
Another D100?
Yes, another D100. Also 99. Scholastic. Your favorite primary attribute is intelligence. So, for people wondering, the way to mark your favorite primary attribute, there is a dot under each of your attributes. So combat, brawn, agility, that kind of thing. You just mark that one for whatever your favorite one is. So for you, Shae, it's going to be scholastic. So you got it. Scholastic. From a young age, you were taught that knowledge is the ultimate weapon. It does not matter if you were raised by scholars to learn or nascent magicians to read omens. You're forced to understand the world around you and to keep your head out of the clouds. Pronunciation and proper diction more than anything else was ingrained into you, and your knuckles likely bled from being rapped for elocutionary mistakes. You came out smarter and wiser, perhaps not well-rounded. Next thing we'll do is social class. So that's a D100. Let's see what social class you're from. 69.
69.
You're
Nice.
also a burger. You are also the middle class. So you put that in social class, which is up at the top, next to your sex and your age.
Oh. How's that spelled?
Burgher.
Oh, I missed that. What did I roll for mine? Was I low?
Lowborn.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then roll 2d10 plus 2. That's how many silver shillings you start with. Which are worth more than brass pennies, but less than gold crowns. 17. All right, so you're gonna put that in talents and trappings. You have 17 silver shillings.
I'll borrow money from
I
you
see.
too. Or I'm just gonna sell you some snake oil. It's fine.
It's and
Nope. That I'm the shady friend that you need to watch out for.
would you like a drawback?
How do those work?
So drawbacks, you get an extra fate point, but you roll a d100 and you have something that you already have a drawback actually of Lure of Power, but this is a different drawback. This is
Can you
roll a
explain
D100.
what fate points
Okay, well-
do? So
Yeah, sure.
What are
yeah.
fate points?
Fate points allow you. They are points that you have. You can. One thing you can do with them is you can burn them to not die, which is helpful. The other thing you can do with them. Where is the thing? Yeah, sacrificing to chapter 8. Oh, it's in combat. Because there's also fortune points. It's okay. Let me go to combat and I will read you what they actually do. Or I can go to the index.
So
Hold
Rhys,
on.
I was talking to you the other day. I'm pretty sure I mixed up fate points with fortune points when we were talking.
No way.
Page 66. Wait, what? Does it just lead me back to the page I was just on? Please tell me it doesn't.
It's a
It does. It's
infinite loop.
No. Are used in combat. Okay. They help you in combat, as far as I know. I will find the section and I will read to you what they do before you make this decision.
Put it in the parking lot.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna skip that for now then.
Okay. So I will. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Because I don't think you have too many other things you have to do after this. So you have one fate point, maybe two if you want to do a drawback. We're gonna choose your. We're gonna do your alignment, which is a D100. This is the theme of your theme of your character, or the conflict that internal conflict they'll have. 98. Zeal and fanaticism.
That sounds unpleasant.
Your dedication, so zeal, your dedication to religious undertaking helps lead many a soul to greater understanding and provides the lost with a path to salvation and a sense of being. Others will beware of crossing you, for it is believed that to cross you is to invite the wrath of higher judgment. Or, fanaticism, the hand of either a just or cruel god, your unwavering dogma will cause the suffering and misfortune of many you come into contact with. You are the personification of oppressive thought and will be viewed as a symbol of such. You shall be feared, but as a monster, shall be feared, but as a monster that must be hunted. You are you are an adherent. You are like, a religious person. So this does make some sense.
Are you sure you don't roll those two tables separately?
Yes, because it's and.
Okay.
They describe them and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, and what was it? Zeal and what?
Zeal and fanaticism.
Right in background?
You write that on your alignment. There's order alignment and chaos alignment.
So
right
your
above
order
it.
would be zeal, and
And your other one would be fanaticism.
Oh,
Yeah. It's for instance, if adaption is your order alignment, mayhem will be your chaos alignment. You can alternatively roll them separately and have two different ones, but I was going with the, simpler, just have the same line. And then, all right, let me go find fate points because we need to decide this before you start building your character.
We are
with that,
we are past the break time.
Oh, we can do it.
so
I
I'll
will look
give
through-
you an opportunity to look that up. And
Yeah.
Can I re-roll my chaos alignment then?
Sure. Yeah, let's see what your other one is.
I need to get back to that page. What page is?
Just roll a d100. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
It's page 67, but
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
68. Rebellion is your chaos alignment.
Rebellion. Cool.
So romanticism, rebellion. That makes sense. Yeah, because you want to get out of the lechery. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because lechery, with a lot of our X cards and red light stuff,
Yeah.
lechery gets a little hard.
Yeah, I agree.
It just means you're not role playing it with Saint. You just fade to black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says like
bleeding.
in the X cards, it says explicit. So
Yeah, fair.
Are fate points literally? Do you just sacrifice fate points to make sure you're not dead? Is that what this does? I think that's literally what they do. It just
I think it is just to keep you from dying.
It just it gives you another chance to not die, basically. So here's what fate points do. At any point in time when you felt it's appropriate during a game session, you can, even outside of combat, you may sacrifice one fate point to save yourself from being slain or to ignore any one injury. Following the sacrifice, your GM may simply allow your character to soldier onwards rather than fall unconscious. They'll decide what best fits the narrative. Remember, fate points are a rare commodity earned when your order rank grows or a special order for the GM. Sacrifice them wisely. So yeah, you'll just have one fate point.
I do know that the other thing about fate points is that sometimes for character class advancements, you also do need a fate point.
Yes, very rarely, but yeah, for a few of them. But there you go. So that's we will talk about actually spending XP after the break, as well as world building. So that's
before we jump too far into that too, do we want to open up the character pool for people who wanted to re-roll?
I mean,
yeah, because it sounded like Shae wasn't too happy with some of the parts.
Yeah, if you wanna roll another character, we can totally do that as well.
All right, make a like separate thingy, and it'll just be like character pool, and just have a couple open ones.
I'll make the character stage.
Yeah, I want to make one for shits and giggles, but I'm largely interested in this character. But I was also hoping to be a criminal character, so like the only way I would switch is if I had rolled the archetype I wanted.
Fair enough.
Knave, was that all I had? Is that all I had to do for this character?
We need to also
largely.
You need to spend your XP, but we're all gonna do that after the break.
All right.
I will be right back, y'all.
That's 1,000 dropped to 900.
Yeah, it's 1,000 dropped to 900 because you need to spend 100 to go into the profession.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna put the be right back up. We'll be back 5 minutes, guys. Give or take.
All in a few.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Well, they didn't leave me a sheet to get started.
They just aren't enabled. I would do like pull up a notepad and just start recording by hand.
That's fair.
Did you want to start first for your rolls?
Well, it doesn't matter.
No, I just don't want us to overlap.
Okay.
Off to a better start. Wow.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that. I'm just gonna write that on here to make it easier.
It's much better. Let's start. Hold on one sec.
Make sure I understand what I'm doing.
Okay, so you got your primary attributes done, right?
Yes.
All right, so from there we go to gender. I think we don't need to draw that one. You know what you want to play. And then you would go to human, roll a d100 for your ancestral trait.
Right.
All right. And so 14, you have danger sense.
Danger sense.
And then after you have that recorded, you would jump to your archetype and profession. That's another d100.
Oops. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, there we go. Boop. There it goes.
58. Ranger. You're just making my character.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, that's the Ranger archetype. And then you roll another one to see what the profession is.
Okay.
Ranger's got a lot of cool archetypes in it.
Yeah, Ranger does have some really cool ones. 78, which is a Reeve. Reeve. I have no idea what a Reeve is.
I can find out for you.
You will get these trappings here, hun. I just cut them to you, so we don't have to read it over again. So you got those, and then you have your option to pick from. And then from there, we jump to... Did I miss something? I feel like
a Reeve is like a patrolman that like hunts out bandits and highwaymen.
Oh, neat.
So like a.
So you're like a border guard or something, or a road guard.
Your trait is I am the law.
Nice. All right, so then we jump to secondary attributes, which is the season of your birth, so D100.
Yeah.
$50, which is summer, and then that'll tell you what your doom is, so roll another one. $35. The heathen will cut you down. So that's your doom. So you're a summer baby, and you fear the heathen. And then we do age group, so another D100 to tell you your age. 32, which is an adult.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm rolling that for.
That would be, you have one distinguishing mark as an adult, right, Doutro?
Yes, one for adults.
There we go. Cool. 61 gets you missing an eyebrow. Just one. Just a missing eyebrow.
It's really weird.
You get to choose which side.
It doesn't make it any less weird.
I mean, it could have just been burned off. Like, you decide what happened to it. Usually that's the easiest explanation. Like, you probably had like a flintlock misfire or something that caused it to burn off.
Mm-hmm.
You're jumping ahead. What are we rolling now? That's your complexion. What'd you roll there? 53 first?
Yeah.
Dark tan skin. Hey, we broke the color category. All right. So you have a dark tan. And then your build was a 29, which is slender. So slender is important because it's a -10 to price category for clothing.
Makes just a little smaller.
Yep. And then roll another D100 for your height and size, or height and weight. 10.
This system's great.
You are frail and 5'2". Or if you want to be...
Wait.
That's the wrong spot.
Yeah, hold up.
Slender.
If your
Because-
character was already slender, then
Sorry, they were already they were slender. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. They're 5'2" and 102 pounds.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading the wrong row. Excuse me. The worst thing about being sick so long ago is this cough hasn't gone away. And then whenever you're ready, we have hair color and eye color, which will be D100s each. 8 and a 62. So you have medium brown hair, and 62 is gray eyes? Gray blue eyes. Cool.
What character sheet are you using?
You didn't
I don't
enable
have
them?
one, no.
Oh, my bad. I made them available. I just didn't give them to anybody.
Yeah.
I will make a Grookly open to you, Shae.
Yeah, we were just doing Notepad for now.
Okay, here. You have it now. Apologies.
So how does one spend experience? Because I am very.
All right, yes. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's finish Shae's character and we'll talk about that. Because everybody needs to hear about how XP works. Or
All right.
reward points as it is in this system.
So you had a
I have a very
cultured...
important question, actually, before we go forward or go live.
Yeah.
One of my things as a cultist is blood magic, which involves sacrificing literal animals in order to fuel my spells. I don't need to take that. I don't need to use it, but technically I need to take it before I can advance to the next tier.
Here's the thing for me. Like, I'm one of those people who shies away from that as well. As long as it's not explicit, it's not a red card for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but if
Like-
on the consent form it was just flat out no animal harm.
It wasn't. It was
It's
yellow.
not.
Yeah, there's
It's not.
nothing
it
on
was
there.
yellow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like just
I still want to bring it up because and get a gauge for
Yeah.
how everyone at the table feels about that.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing of like maybe we fight a bear, and there's another thing of I bought a crate of chickens that I carry with us on the cart, and
Yeah.
well, even
No.
even that, like people understand that you have to butcher animals to eat them, but it's the I slowly gut the chicken and pull out its still beating heart while it looks at the life in its eyes. It's like, don't do that.
I mean there's
Yeah,
a
it's just
difference
explicitly
between
described.
it happening. Well, yeah, I can keep it off of explicitly described, but the likelihood of me going down this path of dark magic is very high.
Yeah, no, I
Understandable.
I understand
to
how
chaos.
voodoo works, and I'm not like I don't shy away from you needing to be a mambo. Please, if you gotta.
Now that my chaos alignment's rebellion, I feel like I'm going to be going down the chaos path a little bit too.
Yeah, blood magic. I'm fine with it. But it's good that we bring it up now. But yeah, you're.
By the way, I have also decided that I'm going to be a masked fighter for my mystery. So
A
I never.
luchador?
Luchador.
Yes. And I never take off
Excellent.
my mask. I am basically going to be the Mandalorian.
Okay, cool.
Because
I
it
love
is
it.
the way.
Also, I have decided that my character is they keep their head shaved, and they
Ooh,
also have a number of facial piercings.
okay.
Nice.
I may have already drawn some preliminary art of them.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about having a gauged lip,
Do it. That'd be fucking
Um,
baller.
like
Yes,
the plate lips. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool.
And that
Culture
feels
training.
good for an apothecary. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shae, would you like this character to have a drawback?
Sure.
Okay. So you get you're gonna start with 2 fate points, and you'll roll a d100 to see what your drawback is.
I'm gonna roll mine up, but I can do it myself. We can jump into experience and stuff.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
54. You have ne'er-do-well as your drawback. You are feckless, irresponsible, and prone to idleness. It doesn't mean that you're completely useless. However, you are unreliable when the chips are down. You cannot assist others' skill tests.
Oh man, that sucks.
Wow.
I mean, it's not really that terrible, but the bit of gameplay I've seen of Zweihander uses a lot of assisting.
Assistance can be helpful. It just means you can't assist other people. Doesn't mean other people can't assist you.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. You
Is
are
there-
what profession were you again?
They have the ranger, reaver.
Reaver. Oh, so you're a sheriff. Okay, that makes sense.
You're
Yeah.
a lazy sheriff. I love
Yeah,
it.
Reeve is the precursor to the sheriff because that's where the word comes from. Shire Reeve became sheriff. Fun fact. And then your alignment is the last thing you need to roll up. So D100. You can roll You can roll for 2 different ones, or you can just have the one. And I'll tell you what it is. Wit and scorn are your alignments.
I don't have access to either of these stable sheets.
Oh, my bad. Let me give you Crag.
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 Right.
The other one Shae has. So
All right.
here you go. There
Thank-
you go.
thank you.
You got Crag.
All right. I got Crag.
So yeah, Wit and Scorn, and that's it. Now we'll talk about XP. All right, so spending reward points. So basic tier, because y'all are that, you spend 100 reward points to go into it. Then you will also, for all of you, we'll discuss, if you're starting character creation at basic tier, you also gain 1 iconic trapping for your profession. So this is like surgical tools for a barber surgeon, a horse for an outrider, a prayer book for a preacher, a small but vicious dog for a rat catcher. You work with me, your GM, to find a suitable piece of equipment that's selected from the trapping section, which is in chapter 7. So if there's like a thing like for the apothecary, it's probably like it's something in the trapping section that has to do with, alchemy. For the outrider, it's obviously a horse. For the cultists, it's, I don't know. We'll figure it out. What's the iconic trapping for this cultist?
It might be a Chris, but it might be a prayer book.
Okay. Prayer book probably is a good one. And then for our pugilist, it's the mask.
The mask.
I dig it.
or some brass knuckles. Either one.
I like the mask.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that. But keep that in mind. And then you have 900 reward points. Before you begin, you immediately spend them. So each profession has some skills tied to it. Those are skills you can buy. They will each cost 100 reward points unless it's in your favorite primary attribute. Then they only cost 50. You have bonus advances. Bonus advances increase your bonus, whatever bonus it is, by 1.
So how do I know what my favorite primary attribute is?
What
feel like
upbringing did you roll?
lowborn.
No, that's social class. What upbringing
Oh.
did you roll before that?
Upbringing. I'm
Oh,
not
didn't you do
seeing-
Forgotten?
Yeah.
Forgotten,
Forgotten.
yes.
Yeah. Agility is your favorite primary attribute. So under agility, there's a dot. Just select that one. So any skill that's in an agility will only cost you 50 instead of 100.
But I can only take the ones that are on that list on my.
Yes, that are on your profession list. You can only take those until you complete all of them and move to a new profession. So there's skills, there's bonuses, and then there are talents, which there's a section for that. And talents either give you a bonus of some sort or allow you to do things you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. So yeah. But yeah, bonus advances, you get +1 to your primary attribute. So let's start with, I don't know, we can go outro. Your character has in rewards and tiers. Oh, you have all your things. Okay, cool. So you have alchemy, awareness, bargain, coordination, education, folklore, rumor, simple range, survival, and tradecraft. You also have your bonus advances, and you have the 3 talents you have access to are ambidexterity, determination, and nerves of steel.
I was reading Nerves of Steel, and I think I may take that.
Okay. Yeah, you just make sure that you spend your 900 because you're gonna want to do that.
Yeah, talents cost 100 too, right? Or is that just skills?
Yes, everything in that costs 100.
Okay.
Also a note, there are some on your actual skill list. If you go over there, some of these skills are marked with asterisks. If it's marked with an asterisk, you cannot test that skill unless you have a skill rank in it.
So, where do if I do put buy into a skill, do I put it on the left or the right side? Because there's dots on either side.
You put it on the left side. Or no, the right side, because you're buying skill ranks into it.
Okay.
The advance on the right side is for bonus advances. It's for the actual.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So, I went with Nerves of Steel.
And also for everybody, note in your total reward points currently you have 1,000. Does anybody else need help with spending XP on their character?
I very much do.
Okay, I will go to your character then. Your character, your luchador. So go over to reward and tiers. Okay, so let's go to pugilist. Pugilist is on page, I will have to find it. 126, thank you. Which is 120 in this book because there's a few pages.
Can I buy into a second tier, and is that 100 too? Or?
No, not yet. You have to buy everything in your current profession before you can advance to the next tier. All right, so pugilist. All the pugilist advances are on page 126. You automatically have Mortal Kombat by buying into the profession. Your other stuff, for the skill rank stuff, you list the stuff you have. So it's athletics, coordination, folklore, gamble, guile, intimidate, resolve, rumor, simple melee, and toughness. And then you have 7 bonus advances, which you have 1 in agility bonus, 2 in brawn bonus, 2 in fellowship, and 2 in willpower. And then you have the talents beatdown, clinch fighter, and ground and pound.
So where do I find beatdown, clinch fighter, and ground and pound?
They're in the talent chapter, which starts on page.
Okay, it's a different chapter. Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
So I'll look that up in a second. So
yeah, it's
for skill ranks, is each of these 100, I guess?
Yeah, each of them's 100 unless it's in brawn. Then it's only 50 for you because yours is 50. Or your favorite primary attribute is brawn, excuse me. So intimidate would only be 50. Everything else would be 100. It's based on what skill what attribute the skill is attached to, basically.
So any of the 4 things to the right of brawn, if
yes.
I have access. Okay.
Yeah, if you have access to it, it's cheaper.
And then what is bonus
50.
advances? What does that have?
So bonus advances increases your bonus. So you see if you go to your skills and attributes, you see where your bonus, like your normal number is like 53 for combat, and then next to it is that 6. That's the bonus. The bonus does a variety of things. Like for agility, it determines like how far you can throw things, and like that, and like fellowship, it determines how many language you speak, that kind of thing. Bonus advances give you a +1 to that when you buy them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is there anything other than the skill ranks, bonus advancements, and talents that we can spend reward points on, or no?
Those are the only things you spend reward points on.
Okay, my character is done.
Cool. Yeah, it's spending reward points, not actually. You can't do it 3 times.
3 times.
No.
The second
They can only do
character.
it once.
You can only do it once.
The
Unless
second
it lists it
character
multiple times.
is a summer baby, and their peril
Okay.
is death comes from above and below.
You're gonna get smushed in a vice.
I'm gonna get smushed.
It's gonna be Skaven. I know it. Or
Oh,
whatever they're
damn.
called in this game.
Okay,
Oh, dang.
so
Yeah.
I'm thinking about blood magic.
Yes. Blood magic. Please
So
think
about
about
this blood magic.
Tell us about this blood magic.
I kind of want to take it.
it. Okay. Let's go
But-
to the grimoire and talk about it.
I want to know a little bit more about how like actually spellcasting works.
Yeah, so that's
and
in the
what I get.
grimoire section.
Is it 2 spells or 3?
Yeah, you get some
Let's see.
spells. So you,
3.
an important thing for you, since you are a divine, a practitioner of divine magic, is that you have a god or a demon that you draw magic from.
Right.
The god stuff starts on page 281. There is by default there is the Crouching One, the god of assassination, blood, and cruelty.
That's a winner.
metal.
There is the Custodian, the Lord of Death, Dreams, and the Afterlife.
That's a pretty good one.
There's the Demiurge, the dualistic god of nature, animals, earth, and fertility, as well as the parent of the Leviathan. There is the God Emperor, who is the god
Nice,
of,
Sigmar.
I believe, civilization. What is he technically actually the god of? Yeah, he's like the god of civilization, basically. There's the Learner, the god of knowledge, justice, and history. Also the husband of the Custodian. There is the Leviathan, the goddess of the sea and storms. There is the Martyr, the lady of healing, mercy, and childbirth, the only holy benevolent deity. There is the Night Father, the lord of good fortune, commerce, and the patron of burglars and confidence men. There is the Steward, who is the god of soldiers, strategists, and warfare. And then there is the Winter King, the god of winter, wolves, and battle.
So Jon Snow.
I'm really feeling the Night Father. Like,
Night Father? All right, yeah, totally.
Real quick, Saint, what is the asterisk next to the skills?
It means you cannot use that skill unless you have a skill rank in it. Those are
Okay.
special skills.
oh yeah. Calling themselves Grey Guilders, they operate more as a shrewd merchant
Mhm.
or banking guild.
Yep. These are the merchant princes of religion.
I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work. I'm too poor for this.
So what do you deal
aspire.
in? Oh, I
You
deal
aspire.
in gods.
You aspire to it. Look, you
Mm.
the Custodian maybe, or the Crouching One.
I was thinking the Crouching One or the Custodian. So
Mhm.
let's see.
Death or assassination.
Like, I'm not a fighter, but like I do want to murder people.
So a prayer book is a thing you need in order to record your magics.
hmm
So yeah, a prayer book is something you're gonna have to.
That'll be a great personal item then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
The four general rules of magic when you're casting spells are: you need a hand free, you have to be able to see whatever you're casting at, you have to be able to speak, and you have to have all the proper reagents on your person for whatever you're going to cast. Actual casting is basically like you choose the spell, I give you the difficulty rating.
Mhm.
You channel your power using incantation, I believe.
I'm baller at incantation, so go on.
Yeah. You know, the usual.
As you do.
Yeah, and you also have to roll chaos dice, and chaos dice can make things. So basically, you can hedge. Basically, magic is something where you can hedge your bets. You can raise your chances of success, but you suffer corruption, and you have to roll more chaos dice. So if you want to stay safe, you just take whatever the difficulty rating is. But if you increase your success, there's chances bad things will happen to you. And then we determine the results based on the spells, and it should say how many spells you get starting out. Like there's
I've got 3 generalist spells is what I got.
Okay, generalist spells. So actual magic starts on page 294. Generalist magic, you have things like Aegis, Anoint Weapon, Bewitched, Cack-Handed Grasp, Candlelight, Dispel Magic, Gust of Wind, Hasten Speed, Hat-Trick, Haunting, Hush, Indomitable Spirit, Invoke Fury, Magic Missile, Pinprick, Rain Shade, Robber's Misery, Sanctuary, Shut-Eye, Trackless Step, Vow of Fealty, Warding, Will-o'-the-Wisp, and Witch Sense, or Witch Sight, excuse me. So yeah, you got some cool stuff you can go look at.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely gonna look at this. I'm gonna think about what god I would like to worship.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I'm trying to, like, I had a kind of a picture in my mind of this character. Just a little bit of their personality and upbringing, just based on their chaos and order alignments and such. And I'm gonna read through these gods and figure out which one I think best embodies what I'm picturing for them, and so I can get those two things to align a little bit more closely, because as cool in general as the what were we saying, the banker priests are.
the Night Father.
Yeah,
and
as
the
cool
Grey
as the Night
Guilders.
Father is, I don't think that really fits my picture for this character.
That's fair.
And I think I have a little bit more of an idea about them, and I figure out which one of these best fits that. So
Yeah, we can also look at Main Gauche later if you want to go like with be a chaos cultist instead and like worship an abyssal prince. But you know, something else for that's something else that's
for
important.
the legally distinct blood god.
Something important for divine magic. So chaos manifestations. If you're an arcane caster, you suffer chaos manifestations. But if you're a divine caster, you instead, if you get that 6, you get divine punishment. Your god will punish you instead for your transgressions until you atone. Which there's a whole thing of like if you want to, you know what you can actually look at if it'll help. You can look at the like divine punishments and see kind of things there are. Oh, wait, that was divine. Wait, I'm confused. There's also divine magic section, which starts on page 319.
I think we were looking at the wrong.
Yeah, we were.
Generalist magic. Okay, that's fine.
319 is where it starts, and you decide on which god determines what kind of magic you can get within it. So you can get like Knife in the Dark or like Beyond the Pale, stuff like that. Good times.
Okay, so that's under. Wait, what page again?
319.
319. Here we go.
There's also rituals, which you start with 1.
1, yeah. I
Blessed
already wrote
Sacrament.
that one down.
Okay.
Yeah. Are rituals also considered spells that I could pick
They're
here, or
they're separate. You automatically know it because you're a cultist.
right? Okay. With these spells. Okay, this is a prayers of the crouching one. Okay. Yeah, let me look through these spells and see which ones. I've got the gods open here on one page and spells on the other. I'm gonna read through these.
All right.
So
Does anybody else need help making their character?
This knave came out so much cooler than Croc Ranger, and I'm sad.
Who is this knave? Tell us about this knave.
All right, so what I ended up rolling for the knave, I told you how cool their summer baby death sign was.
Yeah.
They are an adult. Their distinguishing feature is a branding scar. I haven't decided where it's going to be yet. They're tan, husky build, black hair, pale green eyes, a forgotten upbringing, but they're a knave vagabond.
They're a vagabond.
Yes.
Okay.
And I rolled a 1 on their social class, so they are the lowest born.
How much money do they have, though? That's the real question.
They had 23 copper pennies, so they're actually not very poor. Probably that life
which
of
is-
crime.
You know what a vagabond does?
They rob people, I think, don't they?
No.
No, vagabond
Vagabonds
is
are they're wanderers, storytellers, and well-weathered vagrants.
Oh,
They just- yeah.
I'm a bard. All right.
Well, you know what their trait is?
No.
Aimless drifter.
Oh, I'm a drifter. Nice.
Yeah. When you fail a folklore or navigation test, you can re-roll to generate a better result. You must accept the outcome. Also, I love the picture for the vagabond. He's like got this cool mustache and everything.
I'm not gonna lie, I was gunning for the prostitutes, but this is also good.
I mean, there's that too. But yeah, consigned to the life of a wanderer, you have seen far-flung places, shook hands with strange people, and picked up odd affectations along the road. But as an experienced traveler, you know that road, in that you're oftentimes viewed with apprehension or adoration, depending on who you speak with.
I'm a Ramadi. Okay.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, again, you're like you pick a bit of everything because you're just kind of you run around. Vagabond is a life path in Burning Wheel too.
It's a lifestyle, not a class.
Yeah, you get like hotel wise and a couple other things for Vagabond, if I remember correctly.
A whole bunch of these are life paths in Burning Wheel, actually.
So how much do talents cost?
100.
Oh,
Everything
unless
costs 100, unless everything costs 100 except for skills that are in your favorite attribute.
So there's a chance that you may lose 50 points by the end of this character creation.
You may have 50 extra points.
Oh, they can roll over? I thought you had to spend all of them.
Let me check. I don't think you lose them. I think it's just like after spending all 1,000, you're ready to begin play. Each are 100. I don't know. That's a little weird. Yeah. So once you get to intermediate tier, things get more expensive. It becomes 200 instead of 100 because you're in a higher tier. Everything doubles, and then in advanced tier, everything triples. But that's not important. That's for later. Yeah, I don't know how that works. It doesn't really have a thing. It doesn't really have a proviso for that, which is odd. But whatever. I think you could just save it. It's only 50 because you can't really spend it on anything.
Shae, how you doing?
Yeah. Got your character sorted out?
Yeah.
What was
sort of.
the final outcome of the second one you rolled?
Yeah. Burger class, ranger, light brown eyes, cultured upbringing. Small sheriff person.
You're
Better stats than my first one.
You're a Reeve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reeve.
Okay. Yeah, do you want the Reeve to be your primary character? Because after this, we're gonna talk about world building things, so we can like name our characters and stuff. I know Outro has a name for their character, but everybody else and for myself on how we do naming conventions and things.
I'm settled on
mean,
the knave.
Okay.
I'm do you usually do world building after character creation?
In this case, we are, because the characters inform us about the world as a whole.
Especially since your characters are completely randomly generated anyway, so
Yeah.
what they are in relation to the world is more important than what the world is in relation to them, vice versa. Yeah. So we know we are going to have a cultist and a luchador and an apothecary and a knave, and whichever one of your characters you decide, and the five of us are all together, and where and why is what we need to figure out, because the facts that we know are the five of us are all together. That happened. Now we just got to build the world around that to figure out how we got there.
Yeah, exactly. So a thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use a I said this before, but I'll say it again. We're going to be using a mechanic from a game called Microscope by Ben Robbins. It is originally a game about building a timeline, but it's useful for this too. It's called the palette board. Basically how it's going to work, and you'll be able to see it on Roll20 when I use it. I'll just keep it in Arial. It'll be easy. We have a yes column and a no column. And I'll make it bigger so we can all see it, because I'm just going to use this page as our world building page. And that'll be easier. 56. Boom. All right, so yes, no, and then I just need a line in between. Gonna do some great lines. It's gonna be fine. Perfect. All right, cool. So basically how this works is the yes and no column, this is for deciding things that are going to be in the setting, things that you would like to see, and things that you don't want to see. Yes columns, things that you will put in the yes column are things that you wouldn't expect, you might not expect to see in the setting, or you want to emphasize in the setting. You put that in the yes column. In the no column, you put things that you don't want to see. If something's in the no column, we will never see it. So we're gonna go around it. Each of us is going to be able to put one in. If you don't know, you can just pass. It ends when the first person passes, and then after that there's like one last round, and then the thing ends. But if people are less certain, we can just be like, have people like come back to you and such. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go clockwise, so we're gonna start with outro and then go around for this. So outro, what would you like to see in this setting?
I kind of like the idea of like,
or not see, I guess.
I like the idea of like tribal feuding.
Tribal feuding, okay.
Whether we exist within a tribe or a like city is whatever, but there could be like background elements.
Do you want like, are tribes the important part, or you just want like factionalism?
I kind of want to see like small factions, so tribe is sort of a key selling point.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's put that yes to tribal feuding / like small factionalism. Put that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Shae, do you have something you would like to see in the setting or not like to see in the setting? Based on the characters that we currently have and the general assumptions that we have for this grim and perilous low fantasy setting.
Pass.
Okay. Rhys?
I want to see urban setting.
Urban? Yep. Okay. We all cool with urban?
Works for me.
All right. Urban.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the primary focus, but some urban.
Yeah. Urban settings. Yeah. I'll that's a good note for that. Rhys.
I would like to see privatized law enforcement. I think that would be very, very interesting.
Interesting.
That plays in well. Shae, are you playing the Reeve or are you playing the other character?
I haven't decided.
Gotcha.
So, interestingly enough, for this setting, private law enforcement is, I think, the general rule, because law enforcement doesn't. There is no like public police sources don't exist. But this is a good thing of we know there are no police forces. They are hired by like the police forces are probably hired by like nobles and merchants and stuff, being like, all right, we're gonna enforce this. That's cool. Kelsa, anything you would like to see or not like to see in the setting?
I have an idea, but I cannot formulate it into words. Give me a minute.
Okay. All right.
That's a big mood for me with most everything all the time.
Same.
Yeah.
I can't talk good.
trying to think of other things for this like setting based on what we already have. Oh, this one's gonna be easy. Because of the times we live in, no pandemics.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
That's fair.
So diseases are a thing in this game, and there's a whole section about it. But like, I'm not gonna have disease be a like major plot point.
I was going to say going into a plague doctor would kind of be lame, but it's really hard for me to get to plague doctor because I need 2 ranks of heal. And to get 2 ranks of heal, there's only one class in the academic professions that gets heal, which is beyond me. But
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because you're not the doctor. You make things.
I'm a chemist. I'm an alchemist.
Yeah, you're an alchemist. Exactly. So yeah.
Here, eat this quicksilver. It won't give you cancer.
Yeah. Again, there will still be diseases, but just like it's not going to be a like overarching plot point. Is what I'm putting in there. Kelsa, have you?
Yeah. What I want to see is like, especially with the potential to have 2 arcane casters in the party. But even
divine casters in this case.
That's what I meant.
I got you. It's fine.
I want to see like different priesthoods working together, not like at each other's throat.
Religious cooperation.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's Thank you. See,
yeah.
I knew if I spewed out enough words, eventually you'd be able to figure out what I meant.
Yeah, totally. Religious cooperation. Yeah, totally. It's a thing of like, this is a setting that has a general assumption of there are multiple gods. So I think, yeah, that can definitely be it. We're not going to have the priest of the god emperor come and be like, all of your other religions are banned. It's not going to happen.
But it's also like the god emperor is not like going to declare war on the
Christmas.
The learner.
He declares war on Sigmaris. Sigmaris. Sigmaris.
All right, back around. Outro.
I have 2 things that I want to see, and I've been trying to think of something I don't want to see.
We could just have like not a lot of things we don't like. That list can be pretty empty. That's fine.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to diversify my interests.
Fair.
So my yeses, I'm trying to decide between lizard people.
Really wants that lizard people.
You really
I want them so bad.
You really want Aztlan for whatever reason, and I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but
they're adorable little shamanistic.
They eat your heart. They're not adorable when they're eating your heart.
Yeah, the thing about
I mean, that's subject to interpretation.
So Aztlan is the thing. I should say this because I know about lizard men in Warhammer, and they are kind of similar here. Aztlan have their own civilization. They are creatures of chaos. They think all other civilizations are inferior to them. They also
I think that would be kind of interesting to see, though. Like
it's
little bombardments or like.
I'm just saying that you probably wouldn't really interact with them that much outside of a like they're going to try lording it over you or killing them. Yeah.
I totally forgot what my other yes was.
You're so focused on lizard people.
No, and now I'm mad because I kind of like I get it. You're like
no, like you can.
If the lizard men are there, they already are there. They just aren't like present.
No, we could totally have lizard men, which would make for interesting things. Because it probably means our like wherever we are is probably more aquatic, because the lizard men or Aztlan.
So here was the one thing. I figured out what the yes was.
Okay.
An imminent calamity.
Ooh. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I'm cool with that. Everyone else, imminent calamity. Is that a?
It's cool with me.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's fine with me.
Alrighty, cool. Imminent calamity. Cool. Is it? I guess it's a question of whether people know this imminent calamity is coming or not.
I think there's the Doomsayers now.
Ah, of course. Repent now.
I've got a no. It's a very meta no, but I would like to this is specifically for me and you, Saint, limit the bleed from Forged in the Marches.
Fair enough.
Limit the what?
Yeah. The bleed.
We're playing in 2 different grim dark campaigns.
Oh.
And I want to just try to keep them separated.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You gotta keep them separated.
Yeah. I'm down with that. That's important.
I would very much like to see a very big distinction in the city that we're in between like old castle-like buildings and like new modern architecture that's springing up.
Okay.
More like Elizabethan type of thing.
like a London situation where there's a lot of old buildings and a lot of new buildings.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stark distinction between old and new architecture. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'm down with that. Yeah, there's like a frickin' I don't know. Oh, also just put an enter into this. Okay. There we go. Rindis, Shae, y'all got anything?
Well, I mean, I want to see. I want to see, and I'm kind of riding off of Outro's original idea, but since this is a very human-centric game by the very nature of it, I want the demi-human races present but distant. So, like, if you see an elf, it's a big deal. If you see an ogre, it's like, oh, an ogre. You know, if you see the dwarves, it's, you know, they it's that once a year.
It's like
once
a year they send their merchants to the city.
Yeah, it's a rare sight because it's, you know, by the nature of this game and the way that we've done our character creation, you know, they still exist. They're doing their own shit.
We all cool with rare demi-humans?
Yeah, and
it makes sense, especially in a city setting.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially in a city setting. Like, they'd have to specifically seek out the city, and they're probably only going to do that on a rare occasion.
Yeah. And you know, that rounds out that whole thing, because it's like, you know, you're not going to see the elves unless you're mucking about in their forest, and then they're like, what are you doing here?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it is a thing with demi-humans as well, that the game addresses that, like, demi-humans don't necessarily have their own like civilizations or anything, so that's something we can figure out. But like, yeah, we could do the whole thing. There's an elven forest over there. You don't go in there.
Yeah.
you don't touch that. Or the dwarves have their desert, or like the halflings have their moot. That whole thing. So, yeah. Yeah. Does anybody else have things? Because I might be able to add a thing or two as well.
I probably have a couple things that I could add.
Okay.
I'd like to see less Western architecture.
Okay. Yeah. So not a no, it's just, yeah, it's yes to non-Western architecture.
And I'm thinking like we could do like Aztecan or Egyptian, or we could even do like Korean and Thai style buildings, like stuff like that.
I actually had an idea while I was thinking about this, because I've been listening to the History of Byzantium podcast to do more like this, be a little bit more like Constantinople.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. So
that has like a really cool. It has a mixture of East and West.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with Constantinople. That contrast is really cool.
Yeah. So probably like it would be like Constantinople, like around like when the Turks took over. So it's like we still have all these like imperial buildings, but also we got like a lot more like Muslim buildings coming in from the Turks and things like that. So
can I also say no colonialism?
Yes, 100%. That is a very good.
You don't want to oppress those halflings to work in our factory?
Well, we can't spread pandemics, so we can't give smallpox to all the natives.
Ah, that's fair. Yeah, if you can't give infected blankets, why even have colonialism?
Yeah. Do we have any more things, or are we good? Because I think like this is a good starting point that we have right here. Unless y'all have something else you're very much want or very much don't want?
I think it looks pretty good. What's the name of our city?
That's a good question. Oh, let's talk about, okay, so let's talk about a couple things. So under this, I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do kind of like Burning Wheel cultural traits. So we're gonna decide like a couple of things like, is the city a city-state or is it part of a larger like polity? And then we can figure out names stuff based off that. So we have like, I'm gonna put like, let's list it like, we're gonna have like polity, we're gonna have cultural traits, and then we're gonna have like naming conventions for basically for us to come up with names and for me later to be like, here's an NPC who's from this.
I think it'd be really cool if the city itself is broken into districts and the districts are run by different guilds.
Ooh, I like that. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
let's
that sounds
okay.
pretty
Let
cool.
me actually divide it a little bit more then. Let's have polity and cultural traits, and then we'll also have and naming convention. Then I'll also have like city districts, because I think that's really cool. That's a very good idea. Because I bet like whoever rules the city has their own district, which isn't any of the guilds, unless it's like a guild city, which it could be. It's like
there's like a figurehead that everybody knows doesn't actually control the whole city.
Yeah. So let's think about, okay. So is the city a city-state? Are we talking like are we going with like this is Venice / like Greek city-states? Is this a Baghdad situation where it's the center of a large empire? Is this like the second city of somewhere? Do we have like a oh god, I'm trying to think. Which part of Japan was it?
I like the idea of it being like a second or even trietary like trading city.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
Like we're on like it's one city and it's split by a big river, like for the trade hubs.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually like the possibility of maybe being an island. I think that would be kind of cool. So like the city itself is an island.
Like maybe our port is where like there's and we're part of a larger empire, and our port is like where taxes are collected or something.
Right.
For incoming.
It's a strategic land. It's a strategic city for trade purposes.
Right. It's an island. It's like oh god, it's like a Mont Saint Michel situation where it's like an island where the freaking water comes up and it's just all water around it and then goes down.
I might take Leviathan then as my goddess.
Oh, that'd be
nice.
So cool.
So it's yeah, the city
I've
city
been
is
thinking
like
about it, but then if we're gonna be an island, I feel like I almost have to.
Port.
Now that also means I'm definitely going to change one of my skills and include navigation instead of something else.
You're definitely going to corrupt into a crab squid now.
Well,
are we on,
obviously.
if we're on an island, are we still like island in a river or like islands like that's in a bay, like that has a bay?
I was picturing it in a bay.
Okay. Yeah.
Or like at the mouth of the river.
Maybe we're a city-state on an island that's also like the island is on a natural border between two nations. So we're like the trade hub between two nations.
I like that.
We're like Hong Kong.
Okay.
Both the nations claim us and we deny them both.
Exactly. That's
right.
great. I love it.
So we're back to it being a city-state. Okay.
Yes. We
City
changed our
state,
mind.
City-state located on an island off the coast of a river between two polities that claim it.
We're really big on the geography here.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Geography helps scope the whole everything.
For sure. I love it. It's just so funny.
All right, I gave up resolve and took navigation instead because I need to have navigation if I'm going to worship Leviathan.
All right, so we now have the polities. We have our city-state, and then we have the two states that claim that claim ownership of the city-state. So we have like Polity 1, Polity 1 and Polity 2. Let's go over here.
So just because we're getting close, is anybody not okay with going a little late while we work on this?
I've got nowhere to be tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody cool?
I mean,
with going a little
now
over?
that I can wake up like right before I go to work, I have a bit of extra time because I just roll out of my bed and come to my computer. So
Since I ate some food on
Since
the
I don't
break,
have to put
I'm
on pants to
okay.
go to work.
All right.
exactly.
So yeah, we have our city-state. We have these 2 polities that claim the city-state. We might have another one, but we can talk about that later. I guess the thing that are all of the characters here from the city-state?
I am.
Or from the city? Okay.
I built my character around that. Yes.
Okay.
I feel like if I'm not, then I came from somewhere else with the cult.
Okay.
Like, but I feel like I probably am. I feel like I
Alright.
probably am.
So I feel like because of the way we rolled, naturally a cultural trait would be dark-skinned.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a cultural trait that works there.
And like the ironic side of that is the 2 characters who didn't roll immediately brown skin got tanned, which works with this island setting
Yeah,
very well.
Exactly. Do you think Rindis, do you think your knave comes from the city, or are they from somewhere else?
Well, they're a wanderer, so no, they're an outsider.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do they originally come from the city, or are they from elsewhere?
Elsewhere.
Elsewhere? Okay. Shae, what about your characters? I know you haven't chosen, but do you think your characters are from the city or from somewhere else?
Probably.
Okay, cool. So yeah, dark-skinned is something we have as a cultural trait. Any other cultural traits we're thinking for this city? Anything that comes to mind? Probably mercantile is something that would be very prominent here. Trade hub.
Maybe like an actual like bazaar type trading hub. You know what I mean?
I forget what the word is, but like brined. You know how people who live on the beach forever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, brined is a good word. I don't know what the actual term is, but I will put brined.
You can just put salty.
Yeah, salty. Yeah, literally salty, because that also is
I'm always salty, so I'm set to go already.
All right. Dark skin, mercantile, and salty, I think are all good for that. And then naming convention. What kind of naming convention do we want for these? This will help us come up with names for y'all's characters as well.
So the name that I picked, because I thought was a really pretty name, and now I broke my character sheet and I can't move it. It's Iluka, which is an Aborigines name.
Interesting. Okay. What do you mean?
I was gonna.
Oh, there it goes. It was stuck up in my browser window.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't grab it to move it.
I was gonna say Mediterranean, since that opens up a wide gambit of different cultures.
We could be cosmopolitan because we're in that middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're in between 2 nations.
I think cosmopolitan works very well, but it's a question of like what kind of cosmopolitan. So I'm not just like
which is why I think Mediterranean works, because you get that Greek, Arabic, African. All of that stuff can fall in there, and they all fit within the purview of dark-skinned, tan-skinned, olive-skinned, too, and it still fits culturally.
I'm cool with Mediterranean. Everyone else is like, hey, we're all good with like.
It gives a wide range of options for people's names.
Yeah, from a range from like Catalan to like Armenian. Like that kind of stuff. So
I actually looked up Constantinople names and went with that, and I'm kind of attached to it now.
With Greek names.
There you go.
Nice. Isaac Komnenos. Nice. Good.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
But nobody actually knows my name because I'm mysterious, so everybody calls me by my fighting name, which is Vice.
Yes.
Put him in a vice.
Thanks, I hate it.
Vice. All right, let's talk about our 2 polities that claim ownership over our city-state, which has a Mediterranean name, so we can come up with a name for our city now. Unless it's like it has like a descriptive name, like the City of Pearls or something like that.
Ooh, what would be?
Well,
we're a trade. We're a trade.
Yeah. Do you want to be the City of Pearls, or
that's pretty spot on? I like it.
Yeah, I mean, especially being an island, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. You probably like the city-state probably has like an actual name, but everybody calls
Yeah, I was gonna say like I feel like an actual name would be cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I will leave the city-state, and then I'll have the city is actually called the City of Pearls. I'll put that at the top somewhere.
Only reason I'm kind of against the City of Pearls is because or the Island of Pearls or whatever we're deciding on is it makes it feel like that's what its export is, and I feel like our export is trade. I feel like we're just a trade hub, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you. What do y'all think? Because I'm with you on that. I think I just threw a name out there anyway.
I mean, it could still be called that, and instead of it referencing the
maybe pearls are the currency.
I was gonna say or the architecture.
Yeah.
Like if it had like white domed buildings.
So very Mediterranean Greek buildings, right? They're all in that deco white type of thing, except ours are pearlescent. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, totally. So yeah,
we actually use mother of pearl to build.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, the city of pearls. Yeah.
It's our what the heck do they call the foundations that you have to buy into when you like live in an area or whatever?
Oh,
homeowners association. Our homeowners association is like everything's got to be pearl.
Everything's got to be pearl. Buildings.
They're like McDonald's. No, you got to throw pearl on that dog. I'm sorry, you can't be here unless you got pearl.
Like light and pearlescent. Okay. Cool. Very, very okay. This is let's talk about our other polities, or the name of the actual city-state. Like, because it's probably not called like the Republic of the City of Pearls or something like that. It's probably called something else, which we can also figure out later. But our other two polities here, the people.
I like the idea of one being like an Arabic analog and one being like an ancient Greek analog.
That'd be cool. That makes sense for being Constantinople.
Yeah.
Right.
Though for Constantinople, the things were the Caliphate and the Bulgarians.
I'm just...
I get you. For our purposes, because this is a fantasy game, we could have like a confederation of city-states and like a bigger empire. Like that can totally be a thing if we're all cool with that. Okay.
Just by default, in case you guys want to disagree with me, I by default just lean towards Middle Eastern and Far Eastern for my fantasy play.
Totally.
So that's why I threw.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Arabic is very good. So we have like and I think we can put the naming conventions for polity 1 over here like Arabic. Arabic / like Persian.
I really do like that like clash of East and West in like the buildings and stuff though. I think that's more interesting than just having like a culture, especially being that we're like this merchant hub where everybody kind of comes together. It'd be cool to have like both sets of buildings, you know?
Yeah.
This is starting to feel a little bit like Warded Man, Rhys, or anybody else who has read.
Kind of, except it's very much
I've already been thinking this in the back of my mind. Don't worry about it.
I think for polity,
I mean, I'm totally fine with that.
For polity 2, we do Greek and Slavic, so we can have some like Russian names going in there as well.
I feel like having like opalescent, like Moscow style buildings is super cool.
Yeah,
like just like mother of pearl roofs.
So this polity is an empire. It's like and the other one is like a confederation of city-states. We will come up with names for them at some point. It's also amusing that the Confederation claims the city as well. They're like, yes, we're part of this Confederation. The city-state's like, no, we're not.
So can our City of Pearls be like a weird mercantile oligarchy?
Yeah, sure. Like again, like Venice, it's like it has that merchant elite.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I think merchant elite makes a lot of sense for this city. Like the aristocracy of the city are like the merchant elite. They're the richest like traders and shipbuilders and all that kind of stuff for this city. So the mercantile elite run the City of Pearls. Means you could lead a revolution and take it over. or whatever. I don't know.
Down with the bourgeoisie.
So yeah, let's
You
talk.
damn burgers.
Let's talk about some cultural traits for the Empire and for this confederation of city-states. So these are things that generally people have. Like, if you meet an NPC from here, you will, or if one of, or Rindis, if your character's from this place, what traits will people generally associate with them?
Pass. I don't have an idea yet.
I mean, I was just giving you like,
okay,
saying you might know this, but this is for everybody. Of like, these are traits that your people associate with people who come from here.
So as far as traits go, I think very, very difficult and staunch negotiators, and they're kind of known for like keeping the deal in their advantage, if that makes sense.
They're legalistic.
Yeah, like
shrewd, very, very shrewd.
Yeah, trying to keep it like one word. Traits would
or
be
short, like short things. Yeah, shrewd negotiator is a like shrewd negotiators is like a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
I think just like general air of seriousness, like the Empire just has a serious tone.
They're serious, shrewd negotiators. Yeah. And I'll make it
now
smaller.
like a biological trait.
I mean, yeah, maybe. You know. Because I think for the Confederation of City-States, there's probably not going to be like a biological one. It's probably just going to be like...
I also feel like...
varied.
Because of our precarious situation between these two bigger powers, I feel like all citizens have some level of combat capability.
In the city-state?
Yes.
Okay. There's militia. Like compulsory
so
militia.
Like right, like so everybody trains as militia like maybe for like a year or something, and then they can go back to their business or whatever, but like if there's ever a 2 arms, like everybody's ready to fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There is a section in the bestiary for just that. It is called,
really?
It is called Rebellious Peasants.
Nice. I love it. I'm down with it already.
I'm cool with compulsory militia service. That's cool.
I just feel like it would make perfect sense because the city seems like it's so rich and it's sitting between these 2 gigantic superpowers.
I love
and we're just like,
and they both try to claim us and tax us, but we never pay.
Yeah,
so they'll send militias over.
I mean, it's fantasy Singapore.
Right. Basically.
Yeah, fantasy Singapore is very do other people got ideas for the Empire who are shrewd and serious shrewd negotiators? Any other cultural traits we might associate with them?
Maybe like
I was gonna say some kind of a physical trait because we already have a physical trait for
we could do a
ourselves.
physical trait. Yeah,
like
I'll do it.
I was going to say flip the naming conventions. So the Empire is Greek and Slavic, and the Confederation is Arabic and Persian. Just to kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, mixing it up. I'm down with that. Yeah.
Now I forgot which one are we.
We're talking about the Empire, the serious shrewd negotiator types.
Right. I was thinking something like wide foreheads or something like that.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Wide foreheads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
they're more like Cro-Magnon looking.
I mean, not like overly thick or anything, just decidedly wider. They just like
they got big heads.
They got big heads.
They got big heads, yeah.
Now I just see like a whole nation of bobbleheads attacking us. Like,
what do you think you're doing?
It doesn't even have to be that pronounced, but it's like one of those things that everyone is like, oh yeah, they got those big foreheads.
Yeah, big totally.
I love
big
it.
foreheads.
Hey, sometimes big foreheads are hot. Okay.
Okay, sure.
That's what your characters can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. I'm cool with that. That makes them interesting. It's like, you're from the Empire, whatever it's called. And then our Confederation of City-States.
I think cosmopolitan is the easiest cultural trait. Like,
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cosmopolitan. Do you have anything else for this city-states, like argumentative or like? Diplomatic or
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire. Ooh, I like it. Good words. Laissez-faire. You got that laissez-faire in it.
And I'm gonna say musical. Like they're known for, like in the other empire, everyone goes through military training. In this one, everyone, you have to play the recorder in second grade.
Yeah,
everyone.
I think there's the city-state has compulsory militia service, and the empire just has conscription, like straight up,
just like everybody's in the military.
Yeah, they just like conscription. We're gonna have a big military.
The Confederation is just teenagers from the movie Footloose.
They're gonna have a dance off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
cool.
One of the things that I would say is deeply held rivalries for the city-states.
They're grudge bearing.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. I like it. That's
It's going in the book.
Doesn't that kind of counterintuitive to laissez-faire though?
That's the thing though. That's why it's a confederation of city-states.
Laissez-faire just means that they don't want big government like in their whatever.
That's
like
fair.
they let
I
their
gotcha.
city-states rule each other. Just the city-states don't have to like each other, right?
Yeah, they come together when they have to, but they're still gonna be
Exactly.
like, you hit my brother with a book 20 years ago.
Right.
I like to think that at least one of the parts of the Confederation is an anarcho-communism. Just one of them.
It would be very strange because I don't think dialectic materialism exists yet, but maybe it could. Who knows?
You're just a face pop. He just wants his politics in the game.
I mean, I
No,
do.
I
too. I'm down with that. Dude.
I was gonna say, like, I don't want to rain on that
just don't think
parade,
it
but I'm
makes
pretty
sense.
sure we marked down that there were. Where is it? Where did he put it? Sorry. Real world religion. The politics
Yeah.
is fine. No, go ahead. You can have your communism. It's
Yeah,
Anarcho-communism would never happen anywhere anyway. So
Not in a confederation of city-states. It would make much more sense for an empire.
except
jokes on you. The lizard people are your
Oh, there you
anarcho-communists,
go.
and
Or
we'll
chaos
never
worshippers.
see them because they're present but distant.
Yeah. All right. So cool. Unless people have names for our polities, I will come up with names for them.
I feel like we can do that in the Discord. Like we should just throw
totally.
out some cool names.
I feel
Especially
like we
'cause-
should figure out the districts though.
Yeah,
Or
that's
at
what I
least
was
how
saying.
many there are.
Yeah, and the city-states, there are a bunch of them, so you can just like come up with a bunch of random names, and it's probably just like, this is the Confederation of whatever, the League of whatever. Yeah, that kind
Extraordinary gentlemen.
Circles rolls for entire city states.
of thing. Yeah, circles rule for tiny city-states. But yeah, how many city districts do we have? My general thing, of course, is I know a lot of, I'm generally with Blades, and Blades has 12, but 12 is also a lot.
I
it's
like 7 because it's superstitious, but none of our culture, we don't have superstitious as a cultural trait.
I mean,
Just
everyone is
number 7.
supersticious. That's an assumption of
Oh yeah, it's part
from
of the
Perilous
game.
game,
Right.
yeah.
I was gonna say 8, but I like 7, and I like it being an auspicious number, right?
Okay. I should
Seven's
write
good.
7.
Maybe it's
7 is
there's
auspicious
6.
number.
7 is because they need to break up the votes. You can't have an even number.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the real reason, but that's not what they tell the people.
Yeah. 7 districts to break up the votes. Yeah. I have to imagine the votes in this case is like old British votes where it's super gerrymandered. So it's like this district have like 10,000 people, but there's only like 20 people who vote. That kind of stuff. But yeah, 7. I'm cool with the 7 districts of the City of Pearls. So yeah, let's
the center
talk about...
district, the centermost district has to be like the like. Oh no! Did we decide what the technology level is? Is there printing?
Renaissance? I think printing press exists. Like I think it's more
Is
interesting.
it in
literacy is
popular
level.
use?
I feel like we're right around like the 1650s.
Ooh,
We're not quite.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
yes, but I'm just saying, like,
It makes
things are-
sense. Yeah, it had been around for a while at that point, but it makes sense.
Like they do have, blunderbusses, and they do have pistols and like all that stuff. That stuff is available, but it's not quite like everybody has it. It's not ubiquitous.
Exactly. I think what we could also do is that since we have 6 people, everybody can come up with a district, and then we all come up with whatever the last district is.
Oh,
cool. I like that.
If people are cool with that.
Well, I'm gonna.
Or the
I'm
last
gonna go ahead.
district is Holy Ground.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out now, since it's been in the back of my mind since we started talking about naming districts. I'm gonna call one the Alabaster District.
Awesome. I love
Alabaster.
it. The Alabaster District. Okay.
Are we all going to be types of like
stone
precious materials?
Maybe we could. Maybe. Yeah, we could have the Alabaster District. I have like an actual thing in this, but I'm just putting this here now. Obviously, there's not enough space to define them more, but yeah, we have the Alabaster District. That's very cool. I think if we do all precious materials, because this is the City of Pearls, so it makes sense. I think we're gonna also have the Emerald District.
Ooh.
And that's where the crops are traded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the
if we're gonna have an Emerald District, every MF and road in there has to be yellow.
So just for like the shits and giggles of it, I googled Alabaster just to like start looking up the like pottery and carving stuff that they did, and there is just a plethora of alabaster statues with comedically oversized phallic symbols, and it's like, why is this a thing? And they're different cultures too. Like, that's what's blowing my mind.
I now demand that be part of the Alabaster District. Just phalluses everywhere.
Yeah.
No. But like, I'm sorry. I just
fertility statues. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And y'all. Okay, so me and Rindis have done things. Everybody else, you got a district in mind?
Yeah, so if we're gonna go along with that theme, I want like the smithing district where like all of the actual like smelting and blacksmithing occurs. Can be the charcoal district.
Ooh, okay. The charcoal district, which is the forge district.
Yeah.
So obviously the port district's going to be the sapphire or aquamarine. But aquamarine's an awkward word, so sapphire it is.
Okay, sapphire district. It's the port. I don't even need to put the. I don't know why I'm putting the. It just makes it longer. Port. Take the out. Charcoal. Okay, we have charcoal, emerald, sapphire, and alabaster so far. I have no idea what's in the alabaster district, but it's there. There we are.
The fertility statues are there.
I was gonna suggest that it's the temple district, and so I think that all follows.
Fair, okay.
Yeah, it's the holy ground.
It's the holy ground.
Holy ground, yeah. What that? Yeah.
Ooh,
Rhys.
I like lapis better than sapphire.
Okay, we can do lapis, yeah.
Because blue.
Yeah, totally.
So
Rhys.
I was going to go Bloodstone, and that is the occult district for all of the weird stuff that goes on.
for all your memento mori needs.
Yeah, okay. Bloodstone. Okay.
Well, with how
I think traditionally the red districts were like your brothels and gambling dens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, especially considering how faux pas using arcane magic is.
Yeah.
And when you said Bloodstone, I immediately thought the military district too.
So two things. Bloodstone isn't red. Bloodstone is actually a green stone that has red lines in it.
I feel so lied to.
The second thing is that what I mean by occult isn't necessarily here's your shop for all your arcane magic needs.
It's like your superstitious stuff, like burning
sage. This is
where
the apothecary is.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Or this is where the barbers are.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in the back streets, that's where you find the guy that has that
has the monkey paw.
Yeah, like, do you know the secret word? And like, he opens up his jacket and he's got all the.
This is very important to me. The Bloodstone district, the Port district, which I think we changed to Lapis,
Mm-hmm.
And the Alabaster district, they all three need to touch, so that at the corner of those three districts is where the
your
Temple
house
to
is.
Leviathan is.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put Bloodstone District Occult / Science.
Right. No. Yeah. Like, just, between the ports and the Temple district, just butting up against the edge of this occult district. That's where we.
I know this could probably draw some lines for people because not a lot of people like hospitals and whatever, but like the science district having like the early 1900s like open surgeries for college students and stuff like
I was going to immediately say that's going to become a hard no. We're not having fantasy anti-vaxxers. Sorry.
Well, no, I was talking about like
this is like early medical training, and stuff like that.
Yeah, early medical research.
You broke your toe. We're gonna have to saw the whole leg off. It's
okay.
That is
you broke your toe. What Outro is saying, you broke your toe. We're gonna have to saw your whole leg off, and
you're gonna
also,
do cocaine about it.
Here's 15 people with notebooks who are standing over and watching you.
Yes.
They're not actually involved in the surgery at all. They're just taking notes.
And there's already cocaine in here because it's that one medicine. Yeah, the laudanum.
Yeah. I mean, considering we already there's definitely at least one university in the city, if not multiple, because we're doing like Constantinople. Shae, do you have an idea for a district? All right. We have 2 districts left. So we have our holy ground, our agricultural zone, our forges, our port, our occult / science sector. I think probably an entertainment district. Yeah,
great minds.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know what it would be called. Diamond district, maybe. What
Platinum.
else?
What about the Ruby district?
I mean,
then it's red. Yeah, we have
there's your red.
Yeah.
There's your red light. There's your red for your red light district.
Yeah, red.
I mean, entertainment.
Yeah, we can totally do Ruby district.
No, I really want that.
And then we need a boring paperwork legal district.
Yes, we do. Ruby district, which is entertainment. Yeah, and
which will be the Opal district.
The government sector, basically. Yeah.
Ivory, Opal, either works.
I like Opal because it goes with the pearlescent thing.
Yeah.
So is Ivory though.
I think
Ivory's matte though.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Opal districts, which is government.
The government.
Goldman. All right, cool. So we have our 7 districts of the city. Nice. We will figure out which district y'all are based out of, basically.
I have a feeling it's going to be the Bloodstone district because a lot of us are weirdos.
Probably. I imagine
I'm in the Ruby district a lot.
Yeah, you're in the Ruby districts. Rin's the character is bouncing around everywhere.
I live on a houseboat.
Oh, sick! I want a houseboat.
But yeah, so
gold could have been a market district, though, Chad.
Do we all live on my houseboat? Is this the mid-90s Highlander?
No, I live in the basement. I live in the basement of the university.
I feel like we're gonna be like real world Zweihander, and it's a whole bunch of different people in a house, but a houseboat.
We're just gonna make this show Friends, but in the Zweihander universe.
Yeah. I couch surf. It's fine.
Cool.
I'm down for us all to live in the houseboat. I think that would be hysterical.
I want to know what everybody's characters' names are.
Yeah, since now we have naming conventions
for
for y'all.
Dang it.
To go off of.
My character's name is Calliope.
Nice.
I dig it.
Nice. I like it. Calliope is very good.
Very good name for this area.
Yeah. And I will make like a very for next time. I will make a very rough map of the city, of our 7 districts. It will not be a cartographic masterpiece, but it will be effective.
As long as it's not an Adam Coble artwork, we'll be fine.
I wanted to figure out what middle-aged means.
I was saying 40s or 50s.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was going with, because adults is like the primary thing. Adult, I think, is like probably like 20s and 30s generally, and young is like 16 to like 21 or something like that. I haven't figured out what that is, but yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that they don't give that information. So
again,
it's because
of
assumed.
It's because of ancestries. So
I'll be 42 years old then.
Okay. All right. So between, I think we're gonna end it here. Between now and next session, iconic trappings. Talk to me about them so we can figure it out. I know, Kelsa, your character is a prayer book.
Prayer book.
And we have for our luchador, we have the mask. Everyone else will need to figure it out.
Yeah, I've got to think of one. If you do end up opening up Main Gauche, because we settled on technology and some stuff that might be available to Kelsa, I probably will want to roll a third one just using the Main Gauche stuff just for Google shits and giggles. But I love this knave character. Like, it will just be to see what I get, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, totally. I'm down with that. Yeah, this knave sounds like a good time.
This sounds like a fun character.
We will come up with the polity names. So some city-state names, the name of the actual confederation, the empire's name, of course, the like actual name of the actual like official name of the city of Pearls, like, you know, the Republic of Pearls or whatever. We'll figure it out.
We also need to think of a show name.
Yes, we also need to come up with a show name. Name our group, name the show.
Blood Pearl.
Blood Pearl. Look,
Pearls for the Pearl God. The show.
Basically.
we are diving for pearls after all.
So I think I know what my like iconic equipment could be.
Okay.
Like,
what'd you
like
find?
Beaker set.
Beaker set. Is that a like thing in trappings? I know there's probably a thing. Because
I thought we make up the. I thought you make those.
No,
up.
you look through trappings and like find something in trappings that makes sense for you.
Okay, I will do that then.
There is an apothecary's cabinet over here. That's like, here are the ingredients you need to make shit. So, like okay. you could have. I don't think surgical tools would be something you'd have, but like, you know.
So it's anything here in the trappings. We just have to justify it.
Yes, effectively.
Cool. I'll work on that.
Okay.
So.
But yeah. So names for the polities, your iconic trapping, and if you haven't finished doing XP, finish doing XP. Other than that, I think I just need to do some prep for the first session, figuring out like what y'all are going to be doing.
Should we not watch prep?
No, you can if you want.
Okay.
Especially because we have imminent calamity. We're gonna figure out what that is, which is probably going to be, knowing me, is probably gonna be like an imminent war. So because you know, we got 2 big powers next to y'all. It's gonna be a war.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Good God, y'all.
Also, if every one of you wants to come up with a faction in the city itself, because we have this like tribal feuding / small factionalism, feel free, please do. I would love to fill the city with some factions that want to kill each other.
I feel like breaking it into districts kind of did it. Like the districts themselves are owned by different guilds or something.
Well, there are the different guilds, but also like I imagine there are like criminal gangs and other cults and stuff like that running around. So
yeah, fair.
We have some stuff that are unattached from like the official rulers of the city. Because I think we do have like, we have the 7 guilds. There are also 7 guilds. That is definitely a thing. There's like, technically the Opal District is ruled by all the guilds, but really there's like the Guild of Lawyers or something who's in charge.
I very much feel like in our specific city that we made, like corporate espionage is probably a really big thing.
Oh, 100%.
Because we're very mercantile heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that is a big portion of the crime. Like it almost like the guilds or whatever are hiring gangs to go either, you know, stop another company or steal something from them.
Yeah,
A lot of that going on.
I'm putting for my own notes guild in quotation marks because we might have like they probably name themselves different things. Like there's probably a couple that are like actual guilds, but some of them are probably like shipping cooperatives and like that kind of stuff where it's like, yes, all the shipbuilders came together and now have their own thing. Not quite unions because these are all the rich people doing this association, but yeah.
I came up with a name.
Oh, what's the name?
The name is Hakika.
Nice.
I dig it.
I like it.
Luca, Haikika. What did you say your name was, Rundus?
Calliope.
Calliope. And then Vice.
Vice.
Also, it's vices and vice grip, not vices and crime, and I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not both?
Why not?
You know, pugilist punch. They don't do grabby moves, right?
So no, they're actually really big on grabby moves. I actually have a talent that is specific to that.
Yeah.
Neat.
Because these are like pugilist means boxer, but like this is like back in the day boxing, bare
It's
knuckle
called clinch
boxing, and all
fighter.
that. Yeah.
Clinch
I do
fighting,
chokeholds.
yes.
You're a
I've
grappler.
also chosen my spells, and
I'd love to know how we all get together to be a group.
I know that's the thing that's going to be interesting because like we're just random people.
Oh, I know what my trapping is.
so I took the
found it.
talent. I took the talent Forked Tongue. When you
Ooh.
attempt to convince someone of a social class other than yours, gain plus 20 to the base chance on guile tests.
Oh,
That's
nice.
really good. Damn.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
ridiculous.
Then
I love
my
it.
spells are Breath of Aether, which basically lets me give you the ability to hold your breath for a ridiculously long time.
Oh, that'll be perfect on an island.
Walk on Water, same thing. And then finally, Kraken's Curse. I can kill you with my mind. Don't worry about it.
I love it.
It's fine.
I can kill you with my mind.
Calliope, what's your trapping?
So I'm torn between two because initially I just wanted to find dog, but there is a hunting dog and the really, really like gunning for first place, small but vicious dog.
Obviously small but vicious dog
Yeah.
is what you should be getting.
Exactly.
Yeah, a terrier would make sense on an island because you got to
Yeah,
get
also
rid of those wharf rats.
You're a knave.
Yeah.
Let me give me a second. Let me read the knave description. Give me a second.
So good.
Wait, it's not called knave.
No,
What
it's
is running around?
vagabond.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, no, small vicious dog, totally vagabond. Yeah.
Rin's running around the wall,
Adorable.
Yeah.
the city with an angry chihuahua.
Yeah, or
Dog's like,
whatever.
you F you.
Your
Does
dogs are
anybody know the
dogs are
starting
hiding.
page for trappings?
It is
172?
215.
I lied. It was 215.
I think 172 was talents.
Did Shae fall asleep on us?
I don't think so.
Kinda.
But I think we're at the end. I think we're good for the actual stream. We went a half hour over, but
Okay.
we got some things resolved about the city, which is very good.
Okay. Well, it looks like Shae's falling asleep, so let's get her outros out of the way.
Let's go.
Okay.
I guess I'll go because
Yeah,
I'm outro.
your outro. Do the outro.
Hi, I'm outro. Currently you can find me right here on Thursdays, and that's about it. Otherwise you can catch me on Twitter at outro42. I do have a Twitch channel which I'm working on. I'm in early discussions about a Burning Wheel game that may be starting around June. So keep an ear to the ground about that. But so far, I don't really have any video games that I really feel strongly about streaming, so streaming's been a little bit on the back burner. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for coming out, and thank you, Cass, for being awesome and my friend.
I think Rhys is next.
All right. Hello, everybody. I will be here on Thursdays. I am twitch.tv/RhysDragon. I am also pretty much every game that I'm excited for got pushed back into like September. So I am not currently doing a lot of streaming, but find me here on Thursdays.
Shae, you want to go next?
Hey everyone, I'm Shae. I do art. You can find me on Twitter at Shae. I'm also part of Party Wave Gaming. I've done some of the art for them. And you can find me there most days. That's me.
Kelsa.
Hello, I'm Kelsa. I play role-playing games on the internet. Previously, I was a GM here, but now I'm a player. Yay! I also stream games over on my own channel every other Monday. We are playing a variety of different one-shots, and we were previously playing Saintguard's game, Republic City by Night, which I hope we do get a chance to get back to for season 3, but that's on hiatus currently. But that's a perfect transition for me to throw over to Saint.
Hi, everybody. My name is Saintguard. I'm of Rhys, your voice actor, and sometimes you have a tabletop role-playing games. Usually you can find me over on my own channel, twitch.tv/Saintguard. I've been streaming a lot of Kingdom Newlands, as well as some tabletop role-playing game things. I was doing a thought experiment. I've been designing a couple of games, Public City by Night, which is a Legend of Korra Forge in the Dark game, South of Morning, which is a setting for that game, as well as There's Been a Murder mystery, Firebrands hack. You can also obviously find me here on Thursdays. I am now the GM for this currently unnamed Zweihander game. I'll definitely be doing streaming some prep of this weekend. I'm not sure what day yet, but you can keep track of that over on my Twitter, which is at Saintguardly. That's me using with an LY at the end. I also have an Instagram, which I post on very irregularly. I actually changed the username because I realized my username was not taken, so it's now just at Saintguard. Makes it very easy.
Yay.
Yeah, unfortunately, Twitter it's still taken, but there's not much I can do about that. So yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Rhys. You're currently watching my channel. Thank you to a lot of newcomers who came by and checked us out today. We had capped at like 20 or 22 people during this. Big thank you to Zweihander RPG for the host and a lot of the...
Speaking of them, we should return the raid to them because they
Are they
went
up?
live a little bit with their first episode too.
Sweet. Well, that's where we're going to be
nice.
heading afterwards. But big thank you to them for hosting us and getting a lot of extra attention to our session 0 through Twitter and stuff. Big mega dittos, kudos, all of the fun, love, hearts, everybody. You can catch us back tomorrow. Shae and I will likely be starting our one-shot adventure that I keep saying we're going to start every week, and then inevitably I fall asleep because I'm a tired boy. But with a indefinite 5-day weekend for the foreseeable pandemic, I do have more time on my hands, so I will definitely try and get that off the ground. Yesterday we played Call of Cthulhu. Tuesdays we play Vampire the Masquerade. We're getting to the end of that, where I'm going to end up becoming the storyteller for our Season 2 game. It's going to be an Anarch-focused game. It'll be fun times. Mondays, we don't stream anymore. We have a offline game currently while the move is in process, which I will be moving in with Shae shortly. We're going to get our own place, and it's going to be fun times. Saturdays, you can catch us playing Descent into Avernus. That might be on hiatus because one of our players is currently in the hospital, potentially with the virus, and they have serious health problems as it is. So that's on hold until we hear back from them and what the status of their health is. Sundays, you can catch us back here as well playing Curse of Strahd. Otherwise, that's it. I'm going to send everybody over to Zweihander RPG. You guys check them out. Return the love since they showed us some. Otherwise, have a great night. Take care of each other. I don't know what I did. It didn't work.
Oh no.
Did you spell Zweihander with the I?
No. I did not put an E on Zweihander. Is it Zweihander RPG? There it is. All right, I got it. Okay. No, I just missed an E.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.
And go.